Hey, how are you guys? I was thinking something and laying there and thinking, Hickory. We went through a lot of the ages of the Hickory track and repaves and stuff through the years. And I thought, well, let's just watch some of the videos like through the years. And I just collected a bunch of Hickory and I kind of got them in chronological order. Some are full races, some are just clips of here and there and everywhere. But anyway, I think that it might be interesting just to kind of see the history of Hickory Motor Speedway. And like I said, it's basically in chronological order. I've been here several times myself. The track's 45 minutes away. I hope to go there more often because I just love the historical roots that we find there and all that good stuff. So anyway, let's, without further ado, let me refresh this little guy so I get up-to-date information. Because it'll say that I'm streaming and blah, 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 and all that technical crap that I don't like. But anyway, we are going to Hickory. And what I'm going to do is be in the chat and do my picture thing because that's what I do. That's what I do.
Out of turn number 4 for the final time, your inaugural winner of the Jack Ingram Memorial, Josh Berry.
The birthplace of NASCAR stars or the world's most famous short track. Whatever you call it, the history and the impact of Hickory Motor Speedway is undeniable. Having opened as a half-mile dirt track in 1951,
alrighty guys, I'm in the chat. I'll be chit-chatting through the whole
and then
thing.
Reconfigured to a .363-mile layout. 14 degrees of banking in turns 1 and 2, and 12 degrees of banking in 3 and 4 keeps the drivers on their game as they go to battle on one of NASCAR's most prestigious tracks. Hickory Motor Speedway hosted Cup races from 1953 until 1971 and was an integral part of the inaugural Xfinity Series season in 1982, hosting 6 series races with drivers like Jack Ingram and Tommy Houston being among the winners. While the landscape of our sport has changed over the years, for Hickory, the tradition of creating the next generation has not. You could see late models, street stocks, super trucks, and more racing on the Newton, North Carolina asphalt. Come on out and join Hickory Motor Speedway, because you never know when a star will be born.
Stand by for the fastest half hour in television. First event takes us to the Hickory Speedway and a 100-mile late model stock car race, the Hickory 250. The track is 4/10 of a mile of hard clay surface, a tricky little dish composed mostly of hard left turns, but with enough straights to eliminate the tourists. This kind of event is the real backbone of stock car racing, the bread and butter work of drivers and mechanics. If you're not a racing buff and wonder what these guys do between the glamorous super speedway spectacles, this is it. You'll find even the old pros out practicing like this every time they change tracks. It's like putting, shooting jump shots, or hitting a look-in pass.
From racetrack to road, Mobil 1 Motor Oils make whatever you drive more beautifully.
Practice makes it work or shows your mistakes. Now let's look at some of the favorites in this grand national event. Number 64, a Ford driven by Elmo Langley of Landover, Maryland. Number 41, one of the all-time greats, Curtis Turner of Charlotte in a Ford. From Camden, South Carolina, number 11, Ned Jarrett, another Ford veteran. And number 6 from Spartanburg, South Carolina, one of the top young stars of stocks, David Pearson. Number 26, driving a car made famous by Junior Johnson, is a young man with a big name of his own, Bobby Isaac. Number 59, the Charlotte Independent, Tiger Tom Pistone. Number 43, made famous by Richard Petty. And number 55, Tiny Lund. The capacity crowd of 14,000 is tense with the excitement of the moment as the cars move into the pace lap. Out of the 4th turn now, speed picking up, starter checking the lineup, crowd on its feet, they look even, green silk falls and the race is on. Through the turn, it's as tight as a beggar's budget. But at the top of backstretch, Curtis Turner, number 41, whips the Ford out of the pack and takes the lead. The Charlotte veteran, one of racing's all-time greats, shows how he got that way as he sprints through the first lap. Challenged for every foot by Elmo Langley, number 64, who takes Turner in the 3rd turn. But Turner isn't having any as he side slips to the inside, and they go head-to-head down the stretch, with Turner again pushing the Ford to the front. No rest for the leader, though. In the backstretch, it's Jarrett, number 11, making a move and passing Langley and Turner. The crowd is wild with excitement. Running like a thief, Jarrett pads the lead in the flying Ford. Down the backstretch again, he's really scorching the clay. Driving steadily like the champion he is, Jarrett steps on out. Back in the pack, here's a pair to watch. Pearson and Isaac, 6 and 26, 4th and 5th. But not for long. Here's Pearson lifting 3rd place from Langley coming down the stretch. Unworried at this point, number 11, Jarrett, continues to stretch his lead. And Jarrett is still in control. But here's one who isn't. Eldon Yarborough loses it in the 4th turn and takes a friend with him. That little tango sends Isaac to the pit for, among other things, a clean windshield, while Yarborough goes on by like nothing happened. Can you top that? Well, Tiny Lund can. Here goes the cross South Carolina big guy into his own version of the old soft shoe. Tiny proves he's a pro, and he hangs right in there. Meanwhile, Jarrett, number 11, is still leading and making it look easy. But what's this? Here's Jarrett slowing to come into his pit. The Ford coasts into the pit area, and just like that, the complexion of the race has changed. This unscheduled stop will cost Jarrett the lead. Look out! Richard Petty finds the dirt track going a little tricky as he tries it in the sideways, right in front of the new leader. Petty rights the Plymouth, the chase continues, and the crowd strains to see who's in first. And it's none other than Curtis Turner, number 41. After chasing Jarrett for so long, Turner has nursed the Ford back to the front, with 2nd place Pearson, number 6, breathing on his bumper. Now suddenly and dramatically, the pursuer is pursued. Coming hard, Pearson begins to close on Turner. Pushing his Dodge to the limit and nearly beyond, the Spartanburg Speedster slowly but surely narrows the gap with every turn of the wheel, driving with a sure hand and an iron nerve. Calling on a champion's skill, honed by years of experience, Turner drives desperately, knowing that Pearson is closing on him.
I'm back.
Knowing that now, late in the race, if he is to win, he must hold the lead. But Pearson cannot be shaken. And now the race is right here. Pearson in the Dodge, number 6. Turner in the Ford, 41, fencing for first. The crowd is standing and cheering as the tension of the wheel-to-wheel duel becomes nearly unbearable. And finally, breaking from the deadlock, Pearson makes his move through the traffic, and he takes Turner. With only a few miles to go, David Pearson has come from back in the pack to take the lead. Turner hangs in 2nd place, but almost unbelievably, look who's challenging him now. It's Ned Jarrett. But the Camden Flash has pushed it too far, and it's a Ford Watusi in the 3rd turn. Doug Cooper manages to avoid a collision, and Jarrett limps off at school zone speed.
How many of y'all got to sit in those same
Whistling
bleachers?
over the
I
red
know I
trail,
have. It's
number
very
6
cool.
Pearson sets an unbeatable pace.
I was mostly in the pits, but I had to
Wow,
sit in the
quick spin in the
bleachers
second turn.
when
And
I
there
scored
goes
a
the
car
last chance
once
for
in
Richard Petty.
'95,
One of the few
and I
drivers
went and
left,
viewed
but
a
still
race, I
shot at
think in
Pearson. Up against the
99,
fence,
98
and
or
number
99,
43 is out of the race.
from the bleachers. Dad was racing with Feedaway.
Now, with only a few rounds left, here are the top 3. Pearson, number 6, is first. Turner, 41, second. And Isaac, 26, third. Anybody can see that the end is near.
Oh man, I wish we could climb the trees again.
Away. Pearson still drives like the devil's running second. Through the third and fourth turns, it's all over but the shouting as Spartanburg's David Pearson takes the checkered flag and top money in the Hickory 250.
Good
Here
old
are the
Wood
official
Brothers.
results of this race. First, number 6. Second, number 41. Third, number 26. And fourth, number 11.
I didn't know the Wood Brothers had a number 6, but that's very cool. I've got this playlist compiled of Hickory stuff all in chronological order if it plays right. So hopefully it will. It might be trying to load a commercial or something. It's being slow, but it does that. Welcome to the official NASCAR YouTube channel.
Series. Well, we've been looking back
Okay,
at
this is
drivers from days gone by, and we
2013.
thought we should do the same for an old short track. Since Martinsville is the smallest track on the schedule,
I know it's not great quality, but maybe it has something if it's more than what we just learned.
And we found some old school
Might-
quirks that you just don't see anymore.
Might be just a repeat of what we just saw, and I'll fast forward skip it.
Small things can leave a large impact. In North Carolina, this small town with its small track has left a large legacy.
It was a short track, but it was a quick track, and it was a tricky track.
When they built the racetrack, they didn't know how much banking they needed because there was not that much experience to draw from. I think it just happened to turn out. It put all the qualities there that are needed to mold a good racetrack.
Stars were literally born and made right here. You had the Junior Johnsons and Ed Jarrett's that came through there that cut their teeth on that kind of racetrack. I could go on with names that came here to race. Jack Ingram, Sam Ard, there's them. Dale Earnhardt came here for his first pavement race.
Dale Jr. actually ran a few races here.
You can get around there, you can run about any other kind of racetrack that we ran.
If you can learn to drive Hickory Speedway, you can go anywhere else and win. Certainly the Hickory Speedway played a major role in the growth of NASCAR because it was here almost from the beginning.
An old-time racetrack, what the sport was built on. Every driver remembers this is kind of where I had to get my start.
Hickory Speedway remains a relic of a time before television, when community mattered more than commercials. A time that's symbolized in the cemetery overlooking the track.
There was a funeral, everything shut down here at the racetrack. Whatever was going on, that took precedent. And it didn't matter how big the event. They had their funeral when the hearse left, and they threw the flag and would go racing again. To keep the speedway in the right vein with the community, they had to do that.
But few bonds would stand the test of time. The popularity of NASCAR soon outgrew the track, and the series left. Hickory wasn't forgotten, though. It helped birth the Busch Series by hosting 6 races in its first year.
The Busch Series was a savior, but then the Busch Series outgrew this racetrack. For the sport to grow and become a national sport, it had to run in bigger market areas. That's the big reason it went off the schedule. As sad as it was, it was just one of those things that had to be done.
Today, the track is still active, hosting smaller events like NASCAR's All-American Wheeling Series. But some think it could still handle a bigger ticket.
A nationwide race here with some upgrades to the pit area would certainly be a huge draw.
Hickory Speedway was deeply important to many who built the sport, including NASCAR champions like the late Bobby Isaac, whose final resting place is within view of the track. So many drivers grew up within its walls.
I drove in the very first race that was ever run here.
My first memories are as a kid, I handed out programs, I sold popcorn. These grandstands and things that you see are still the same things that were put into place many, many years ago. It just hasn't changed a whole lot. Without this racetrack, I don't know that I would have ever gotten a start. There wouldn't be any Daytona 500 wins. There wouldn't certainly be any Hall of Fame nominations. None of that would have taken place without Hickory Speedway. It brings a chill to me to this day to stand here and talk about all the great things that have taken place here, and a lot of them I've been a part of. This is home.
Hickory Speedway, just down the road from us here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Track you walk into now, it's all closed up for the most part, and it's sad to see some of these larger mile-and-a-half tracks start to grow as the short tracks shut down to make way to bigger markets. But Jeff, explain to some new NASCAR fans why these short tracks are so important.
Well, I think one thing we kind of brought out in that little piece was the fact short tracks helped develop some of the characters that are racing even today. I mean, back in the day, everybody had their way of style of racing, you might say. But car control, throttle control, as well as that temper control, I think came out of those short track events. And I think a lot of people were able to watch these guys put donuts down the side of the cars and yet still find their way to victory lane. And it was made for exciting racing, and you had to figure out how to not, get tearing your car up trying to get to victory lane.
And I think, too, Danielle, as the number of short tracks have dwindled on the Sprint Cup circuit, the appeal has grown. I think we saw in that piece why. There's an inherent charm that these ovals have that's different from the big mile-and-a-half, somewhat antiseptic speedways of today. I think if the building boom of the 1990s could have happened again now, I think you would have seen at least a three-quarter mile over.
This is 2013.
Over the last 15 years.
Yeah, the mile-and-a-half
reporting.
tracks like Kansas, Texas, now the trend, but it all began at the short tracks where kids now that are coming up, perhaps the next NASCAR superstars, are still cutting their teeth today.
Kind of going through Hickory in a chronological order. The first thing that I did do was just a little history of the track, and then it's going to go into some of the early 80s, I think. Well, actually, it's going to start in the 60s from the first stuff, I think. So, here we go. This is 1984.
A special place for our reporter and two-time Grand National champion, once again, Ned Jarrett.
Sportsman champ Sam Ard started on the pole, but he had plenty of company up front. Morgan Shepherd in car number 1, Ard in the 00, and Tommy Houston in car number 6 went at it early, trading the lead back and forth. It wasn't long until former champ Jack Ingram in car number 11 and second-generation driver Larry Pearson in car number 21 moved in to challenge. Shepherd faded back in the pack. Then Dale Jarrett began to ramble in his car number 32. He picked off Ard and moved in on Houston. They ran side by side for a long time, with Jarrett finally taking the spot for third. Meanwhile, Pearson had forged his way around Ingram and managed to hold off the Iron Man to claim his first ever late model sportsman victory. He's the son of David Pearson. He looked like a chip off the old block.
I'm telling you, Ned, when I first started out in the baby grand circuit, and I think I won 5 or 6 races, but the way here tonight really topped it all. I'm really happy.
Well, Dave, I actually started my career on this racetrack, too. It's good to come back. For Motor Week Illustrated, this is Ned Jarrett at Hickory Speedway.
Okay, 1986.
NASCAR's Grand National Sportsmen back at one of their home bases for the Bobby Isaac Memorial. Interrupted by rain Saturday, the race concluded Sunday. And on the restart, Brent Bodine had the Thomas Brothers 00 up front, followed by Jack Ingram with regular...
My big thing is looking at the track, the condition. This is still the first pave.
$117,000, tied for the most Busch Series career wins at Hickory, and tied for the most wins of this year in Sportsman with Darrell Waltrip. Well, there are no more ties. After a side-by-side fence with Bodine, another score for the Ironman.
So it was 1960s, it was first paved, and it'll last till 91 or so.
After all all that super speedway racing and interloping Winston Cup stars, no track breathes as the soul of sportsman racing more than Hickory. And there's a fitting ending to the story, too. We keep saying that Brad Teague is due, and here early from on high, he directs the maestro, Jack Ingram, though Jack will play lead chair for 190 of 200 laps. A Herculean race all day among the top 10. Here's a sample of the labors of Charlie Luck, Tommy Houston, L.D. Ottinger, and Larry Pearson. Houston finishes 5th after losing 4th to the Kit, that's a word for young, Fox, Pearson, late. L.D. earned a 3rd place, but the value of silver escalates. Just 10 to go. Ronnie catches Jack at speed and passes him. His first win for new no sponsor in old sponsors, Jeff Brabham lookalike, uniform. Ingram assumes the points lead.
Okay, skip a few years, 1989.
We'll have all the highlights of the Country Squire Homes 200.
We'll also talk with Winston Cup star Jeff Bodine about the explosive growth of Winston Cup racing and his viewpoint of life away from the racetrack. Now, the 1/3 of a mile Hickory Speedway in Hickory, North Carolina has an awful lot of history. It's where a lot of famous names, including yourself, got their start in racing. And on that tight little bull ring, a lot of wildness happens.
Well, there's always plenty of good close racing and plenty of excitement like we had here in Richmond. Well, you normally think when Dale Earnhardt's in the field that he's going to provide a lot of that excitement, but it was a different Dale this time. It was Dale Jarrett and the excitement man himself, Jimmy Spencer. Tommy Kirkman has the highlights of the Mountain Dew 400.
Jarrett and Spencer started the race on the front row, and the action they provided early on gave the fans a glimpse of what was to come. Jarrett would lead the first 11 circuits before Spencer took over and held the point for the next 76 laps. Dale Earnhardt gave young Rob Moroso a valuable short track lesson early as the two tangled in turn 3, bringing out the first caution of the evening. Hometown favorite Tommy Houston ran up front early before a broken oil pump belt relegated him to the rear of the field. Tires proved critical in this 200-lap affair, and when caution came out halfway through the race, the front runners were forced to decide whether or not to take on fresh right-side rubber and go a lap down, or stick it out and hope their tires lasted. Jimmy Spencer and Jack Ingram were the first ones in for new tires, and leader Dale Jarrett was close behind. Opting not to make a stop, Harry Gant inherited the lead. The cars who took on fresh tires were then some 0.5 of a second faster than Gant, so he finally made a stop on lap 141 after leading for 39 laps. Ironman Jack Ingram stood at the front after Gant stopped, and it looked as if Ingram would pick up his first win since 1987. But Jarrett and Spencer had other ideas as the two chased the leader. Spencer was able to get by Jarrett for the second spot, and as they came up on the slower car of Jeff Burton, Spencer was forced to do a little dirt tracking out of turn 4. But Burton's problems weren't over. As they entered turn 2, Spencer tapped him once again. This time, Burton spun, and Jarrett recaptured second place. After the restart, Jarrett quickly disposed of Ingram for the lead, and Spencer came along for the ride. With just 2 laps left, Spencer made his move, and when he pulled under Jarrett, the two touched. Jarrett went spinning as Spencer took the yellow and white together. The next time around, Spencer took the checkered flag while Jarrett, in his haste to catch up to Spencer, put Tommy Ellis and Max Presswood in the wall. Jarrett would later join Spencer in victory lane, and while Spencer celebrated his first career win, Jarrett was not happy with the outcome.
Not much changed, has it? Gee whiz.
Now, there has been controversy at every single Busch Grand National event this year, and I guarantee it's a situation that NASCAR is watching very closely.
I'm sure they are, and we probably haven't heard the last of some of these excursions we've seen.
That's kind of funny. Okay, 91 highlights.
Scheduled to have this past weekend off, but a rainout on May 18th of the Ranger Select 400 at Hickory, North Carolina was run this past weekend. Chuck Bowen had won the pole, but just like in Winston Cup racing, there's some major changes going on among personnel. Dan?
Well, Ned, the big story here was a major driver change. Elton Sawyer was relieved of his duties driving the 27 car. Ward Burton now gets that opportunity. Ward, this is definitely a big break for you.
Well, it really is, and I tell you, A.J. Diller's got some super equipment, and he's got a good team. I just got to buckle in there and turn it around.
Champion Chuck Bound sat on the pole for the Granger Select 400, but his problem started on lap 1 with an apparent transmission problem. Butch Miller left the race on lap 15 when he hit the front stretch wall. At the same time, Jack Ingram, who's won 2 track championships.
Okay, the 87 dad's working with the very first year of Joe Nemechek's Busch career. It was his rookie year.
Got loose and spun in turn 1. Everyone got by, and the race continued. In the meantime, Robert Presley was doing his best untouchable act as he led 157 circuits with Steve Grissom waiting in the shadows. On lap 41, Bobby Dotter and David Green tangled in turn 1. No serious damage. Both drivers were able to continue. On lap 63, Troy Beebe spun in turn 4. When he pulled away, he hit the gas a little too hard.
Now, I think that's a blue 87. I just saw it go by, and it's blue and white, because that's what I remember. I was kind of... They only ran red in 93.
More importantly, though, it opened the door for Jimmy Hensley, who took the lead and shut the door
in
behind
93.
Him. Dave Rezendes had his problems all evening with an oil leak that eventually
they ran a red and white car for a Budweiser sponsorship. But I'm wondering, in 91, they were going for Rookie of the Year, which meant they couldn't. They only had to run a certain number of races or something. Or maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, no, they're going for Rookie this year because he wins the points next year. But I'm pretty sure it's white on blue.
Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon got the green light, but couldn't catch Hensley, who got his second win of the season. Points leader Bobby Labonte finished 3rd with Ed Barrier 4th and Steve Grissom rounding out the top 5. The victory was special for Jimmy Hensley, who still searches for that all-important sponsor.
Anytime you win a Grand National race, you know, when it's here, Martinsville or wherever, it's a big accomplishment. And, you know, we got a great team. We've struggled a little bit this year, you know, without sponsorship. But I think, you know, we keep rising back to the top. And that's a sign of a good team. And hopefully we can keep going and maybe get us some help here down the road.
Nemechek is in 10th in points. He's going to finish 6th in that year. They'll win the points the following.
Number 6 of the Busch Grand National Series here on TNN.
Okay, this is 1991. I think the second race of it.
She's an old lady in terms of racing, but
okay, this is an actual 2-hour race.
She went from dirt to asphalt
and I've got
in 1967, and it took until the spring of 1991 for this .363 mile racetrack to get another coat of asphalt.
I saved a couple.
Now, this track is very, very fast. The drivers like it a whole lot. There is one little problem that we had in qualifying. There was some water seepage across the racetrack in turn 4, but it doesn't appear that will be a problem during the race.
Well, there were torrential rains here all the way up
to qualifying yesterday. Another factor we'll be watching
Here's
today is the
another
addition
one.
of 70.
It's without the white noise.
The raw energy.
It's gonna have a little bit of
drama.
something.
The winning moment.
Okay, this looks okay.
From the pole to the pit to the victory celebration.
Same race.
TNN takes you there live. The Busch Grand Nationals Mountain Dew 500, brought to you in part by Haviland Oil.
It looks like a little bit of quality.
The Mountain Dew 500 today, 2 p.m. Eastern, live on TNN Motorsports.
Celebrities off stage, Wednesday
on
TNN.
The following is a special presentation on TNN, the Nashville Network.
Guess we're getting the whole intro, aren't we? Yep. See if this copy's any better than the last one. That's pretty pixelated too. But there's only so much you can do from 1991.
Hickory Motor Speedway is the birthplace of NASCAR racing. Driving greats such as Junior Johnson, Ned Jarrett,
yeah,
and
91
have started their racing careers right here on this
All right.
speedway.
Got a 2-hour race. I'll skip through the boring parts.
Happy Easter to you. We're here for stop number 6 of the Busch Grand National Series here
on TNN.
I'll
And
jump
this
out of the
racetrack is now 40 years
photo,
old. And Mark
out of the
Garrow, she's an
video,
old lady in terms of racing,
so I
but she's undergone a facelift
can
this year.
chill.
She went from dirt to asphalt in 1967, and it took until the spring of 1991 for this .363 mile
67
racetrack
to
to get
91.
another coat of asphalt. Now, this track is
Oh my.
very, very fast. The drivers like it a whole lot. There is one little problem that we had in qualifying. There was some water seepage across the racetrack in turn 4, but it doesn't appear
Okay,
that
so
will be a
it
problem
was
during the race.
66 to
All the
91.
way up to qualifying yesterday.
When do they
Another
pave
factor we'll be
again?
watching today is the addition of
We'll
76
see. We're
laps
going
to
through the
200 laps that they usually
chronological.
run here. What impact will
We've
that
got a
have?
few long
Well, of
races
course,
in
with the
between.
additional
That's
laps,
okay.
That may make fuel an issue. Also, more traction with a better racetrack may make right side tires an issue. Those are two things we're going to have to watch out for.
Well, for the 6th time this year, we have a different top qualifier.
But I'll jump back in the camera here a bit. I'll be in the chat for a
Record stall
bit.
last night in qualifying, 88.186 miles an hour, brand new track record for Jimmy Hensley. And Jimmy, did it surprise you to win the pole here last night?
Well, it did a little bit, Bill. We weren't the quickest car in practice, but I don't know what when the sun went down. The guys had been running real quick. Looked like cars got a little bit loose, and I had a little push in practice, and it just kind of dialed it into qualifying, and we got a good lap in, so we were a little surprised.
You won at Martinsville, Virginia several weeks ago. Can you win again this afternoon here at Hickory?
Well, it'll be tough. Hickory hasn't, over the years, been one of my, better tracks as far as finishing on, but we're going to try anyway. We're starting in a good spot, and we're certainly going to try to keep it up, all day if we can.
Jimmy's always a tough competitor. Best of luck.
Thank you, Bill.
Jimmy Hensley, the pole sitter here at Hickory. Today's telecast of the Mountain Dew 500 is being brought to you by New Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. By Eagle One Car Care Products. Eagle One is visual perfection. By Champion Batteries, when you can't wait to get started. And by Miller Genuine Draft, cold filtered for real draft taste. So get out of the old, get into the cold.
When this guy steps on it, you better hold on.
The old commercials. I sometimes like them. Boy, they're pretty blurry, though. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Looks like Rusty's back in town. The Miller Genuine Draft Rusty Wallace stock car is tearing up tracks.
If the quality stays this blurry, we will definitely skip ahead.
Any business that's selling expertise is being asked to use the
Korean 30 drivers are set to go racing here in just a moment, but they're going to need a command to do it. Let's go trackside for the words to get today's Mountain Dew 500 underway.
Gentlemen, start your engines. We're racing.
Let's take a look at last week's highlights of the event in which Kenny Wallace won in our Haviland Racing Updates. Robert Presley tried to pull away from his outside pole position in the opening laps of the Spring 200, but Martinsville winner Jimmy Hensley caught and passed his fellow Olds driver on the 41st lap. The man on the march was Kenny Wallace, who quickly moved up from his 13th starting spot into the top 5. On lap 74, the Pontiac driver took the lead as the race stayed mostly green. The virtually incident-free event played to Wallace's advantage as he built up a sizable lead, and after just an hour and 9 minutes, claimed his first career Grand National victory and his 5th straight top 10 finish. Tommy Houston came home second, Butch Miller was third, Hensley fourth, and rookie David Green fifth.
Oh, that Kenny Wallace race. Dad was working with him. In Birdie. They had qualified 16th. Birdie called Dad in to help him with the setup for racing. They won.
Last week at Volusia County Speedway, 30 drivers are ready to go this afternoon.
So this is race number 2. Dad was not with Nemechek yet. He didn't come to Nemechek until Darlington, which I think is like a next race. It was 2 weeks after Volusia. Dad started working with the 87 in 1991, and he would stay there until 1994.
The defending race champion, Tommy Houston from here, Hickory, North Carolina. This is his home track. And Dave Resendiz from Masonic, Massachusetts. Row number 4, Chuck Bound, who won the second race here in Hickory last year from Portland, Oregon. And Doug Didero, a rookie from Ontario, Canada. And the 5th row, a rookie, Ed Ferree from Saxonburg, Pennsylvania. And Dale Jarrett, a past pole winner and race winner here at Hickory.
In row number 6, it's going to be Jeff Green, the rookie from Owensboro, Kentucky. Beside him, last week's winner, Kenny Wallace. In row number 7, rookie Tracy Leslie and Butch Miller. In row number 8, Bobby Dotter from Chicago, Illinois. Beside him, from Asheville, North Carolina, Robert Presley. Row number 9, Ernie Irvin and Ed Barrier. In row number 10, inside, from Gunnersville, Alabama, Mike Oliver. Beside him, Alabama neighbor, Steve Grissom.
Mark Martin will start 21st with Tom Peck outside of him from McConnellburg, Pennsylvania. Then it's a rookie, Jimmy Bound, Chuck Bound's brother, and Elton Sawyer. Row number 13 will be Kenny Gregg, a local driver here from Hickory, late model stock driver. Todd Bodine from Chemung, New York will start 26th. The 27 starter, rookie Richard Lassiter. And Jeff Burton will start the car number 45. We'll explain that situation a little bit more in just a moment. Jimmy Spencer will get most of the seat time there. And the provisional starters for today's race, newlywed Bobby Labonte and Joe Nemechek.
Weather conditions today, 56 degrees, partly cloudy, although a lot of sunshine blanketing this .363-mile racetrack. Now the wind slight southwest, 10 to 15 degrees, humidity 47%, virtually no chance of rain. Just a great day for racing here in Hickory, North Carolina.
Track conditions, .363 miles, just a little bit over a third of a mile. The bankings in turns 1 and 2 are 14 degrees. In turns 3 and 4, they're 12 degrees. And the straightaways here are banked 8 degrees. And now, Mark, let's take a look at the drivers who did not make the race.
Tommy Ellis has not failed to make a race since he started his career in 1970. He will not be in the race today. Jack Ingram, he's only missed 2 races in his whole NASCAR career. Make that now number 3. Also, Cecil Eunice, Jeff Burton, who will start the Spencer car, so he will get the points. But at the first yellow flag, he'll get out, and Spencer will take it the rest of the way. His brother, Ward Burton, also missed the race, as well as Mike Porter was another driver not in the race today. Also, Shauna Robinson and Karen Schultz, 2 young female drivers trying to get into this event, did not do it. Other drivers not making the Mountain Dew 500 included Robert Huffman, Gary Neese, Davey Johnson, and Mike Wallace. They were teammates in the Ted Condor operation. They both came here, did not make the show.
And in the battle of the car makes here for the Mountain Dew 500, Oldsmobile, the predominant make. Pontiacs have 7 in the field. There are 6 Buicks, 6 Chevrolets, and 2 Fords. And the breakout of the tires, 23 will be Goodyear mounted, 7 will be driving on Hoosiers. And also an important issue we need to bring up, too, because this is a new track surface, the tire rule has been waived. Explain, Mark, how that's going to work today.
This situation is very simple. They can change 1 tire position per position. That means they can change them 4 at a time, 2 at a time, 1 at a time. Under caution, they can do this, which is they can't normally do on the short tracks, and they must do it by lap 225. When they get to lap 225, no tire changing under yellow, or it's a 2-lap penalty.
The field is reforming for the start of this event. They've had the chance to warm the engines, to scrub any debris off of the tires. Everyone on this race is essentially starting on scuffed tires. They wanted to build some heat into them yesterday, but now the action is about...
Yeah, the sound kind of jumped off of stereo into mono. I got it in one ear. Oh no, it's just lower volume.
Caution on the speedway after just 2 laps of racing. The entire field slows down as they shake out after the first few laps. Jimmy Hensley, as you saw, jumped out into the lead. Kenny Schrader up to second.
A little old copy here of 1991. It is kind of buzzing, like the sound is iffy, but it was a newly paved surface, 1991.
Trouble early for Kenny Wallace last week.
And
a driver who really expected to have a good run here today.
Let's see. Yeah, 1966 to 1991. So I don't know if it is ever paved again till today.
All the way up to second, so we won't prejudge what the problem might be.
Tommy Houston's team had to look for an oil leak earlier this morning. They finally found it in a seal, but they were very worried about that. They spent an hour after the final practice and they found it, so they almost had the same type of problem crop up again. And speaking of Tommy Houston, happy birthday to his crew chief's son, Tommy Houston.
The last surface lasted 25 years, the original surface. So the repave, they were really happy with it. So we'll see how it races. I know there's a lot of controversy nowadays. Should you pave Hickory or not? And I'm doing a little research just to kind of get a feel for what we dealt with. I remember the repave happening, so I got something chronological all the way up to now of clips and such. And this is like a main race, but I'll skip through some. Especially because the quality is so sketch.
As Jimmy Hensley pulls off to the lead, the 36 car, Kenny Wallace, last week's winner, has been called on to pit road.
He's coming in because he's got a hole in the oil pan. A very bad break early on for Kenny Wallace as Jimmy Hensley comes up behind the car that just made the driver switch. Jimmy Spencer now in that machine. You see Wallace's car, a lot of smoke from underneath.
My dad might be there just in the pits. He often helped Bertie. He had helped him the week before. No, he wouldn't be there. He lived in Florida then. He wouldn't travel up to North Carolina just to help out. Unless it was a hiring. But yeah, that's Bertie's car there, Steve Bird.
Just a moment ago under that first caution. The leader, Jimmy Hensley from Ridgeway, Virginia, second place presently, going to Kenny Wallace, third to Tommy Houston, fourth to Chuck Bound, and a good side-by-side battle for that position. Fifth on the speedway is the Taco Bell machine of Troy Beebe, sixth to Jeff Gordon, seventh Dave Resendiz, eighth Ed Ferree, ninth Dale Jarrett, and position of seven.
We're finally opening.
Shingles does.
To this event, the total race would be just a fraction over 100 miles an hour. There was some question in certain drivers' minds about the ability to go the distance, as Robert Presley has been in and out of the pits twice during this yellow flag period. We get the signal from Nascar scoring that we are going green once again in one lap. We've completed 29 laps of the 276 that will make up today's Mountain Dew 500. Let's go down to pit road and Bill Hennessy for a quick update.
Very quickly, Dale Jarrett came into the pits, obviously with some body damage on that car from an earlier skirmish. Robert Presley was in likewise, trying to get a fender off of one of his tires, and the Jimmy Bound car was in. His problems, he's overheating. The car's running 260 degrees. Keep your eye on that one. He may bring out a yellow.
Race leader Jimmy Hensley is down on the inside. The outside cars are a lap down. We're back onto green for the fourth time today.
It's really difficult when we can't see the numbers. Let's skip ahead again. So we know the surface is new.
But it's a number of laps down. Rusty, what does a car owner think when he sees the Grand National points leader duck onto pit road and the hood go up?
Well, it's just agony, it really is, because the car looked like it was running well. It ran over a piece of debris on the racetrack and punctured an oil filter. That's just something that doesn't have anything to do with the performance of the car, but it's a long year, and the crew chief looked like they made the right move to hurry up, as long as many laps as they possibly can to try to get as many precious points as possible.
Let's check on pit road with Bill Hennessy with the Bounds. And we have a spin up in turn number 4. That is Chuck Bound. Chuck Bound has spun. bringing no caution. He is out of the racing group, and yes, now they do indeed wave the caution flag for the 5th time today. Chuck Bound cannot possibly get out of the trouble he's in without backing into the racing groove.
That makes him 3 laps down, and he was at an angle he just simply couldn't get the car around again to get back to the finish line ahead of Jimmy Hensley. So Chuck Bound, who was running very strong early on, looking like he was in the
Looks like the surface is racing pretty well. Let me skip ahead again. Only because this video is so blurry.
But they have now seen their hopes for victory renewed early on in this race.
And we have also
Another caution.
Not come out as Bound is trying to get out of the way and refire that race car without getting hit from the cars coming up from behind. He's able to do that, but now the yellow flag comes out.
Okay, they said there was water seepage in turn 4. That's what the speedy dry is all about.
Of the Mountain Dew 500 here in Hickory, North Carolina on a sun-drenched day with a capacity crowd here around this .363 mile racetrack. We're under caution for the 6th time, and we'll be back with more from Hickory, North Carolina. Jimmy Hensley's the leader. He's followed.
It's a sprint car, 950.
Skip about to the middle.
He's running 3,200 pounds around the Hickory Motor Speedway and pulling away as, look at Hensley getting caught up in the high groove, and that's allowing a number of cars to get around him.
Boy, it's cloudy.
Trouble up in Pesky, turn number 3 and 4. That's where we've seen all the action today.
Doug Didero and Jimmy Bound both involved in their second spins of the day.
They're flying by them. Look
The
at
field
that.
splits between the two.
Crazy.
Didero from Ontario, Canada.
Cool. Let's skip ahead to here.
Trust and experience. Ed Ferree, who has almost no experience on this racetrack.
Checking the surface, Hickory surface. It's a brand new surface, 25 years since it was made. No, less. 66 to, no, it's 5 years, 25 years.
And here is now the battle for the lead in race traffic. Experience versus rookie.
Rusty Wallace, Ed Ferree had a lot of trouble on the inside of the racetrack with those lapped automobiles, and Houston working the outside seems to be able to handle them better. That's the reason for him taking the top spot.
That's right. Houston just trapped them down at the bottom, worked his ever so perfect top line in and passed him. Now we'll have to see who's the quickest car now, but Tommy's looking awful well.
Well, we mentioned a moment ago that Tommy Houston won the very first asphalt race here ever run, and we asked him about that.
It was a hobby division. It's what's called limited sports, and now I was in a 56 Ford 6-cylinder, and we had run that thing. We had won some of the dirt races, and then they paved the track, and we were afraid we wasn't going to be able to get around on the paved track, and it seemed like it just come to us. It seemed like that's what we really needed, was to be on the asphalt. And ever since then, you know, that's what we've stuck to, is asphalt racing. And you know, it's a thrill, and it's a good feeling to know that they repaved it in the track field just like it did back in the 60s. I mean, it all come right back to me the first couple laps that I was on this new surface.
Isn't that wonderful to hear? Now maybe it would do it again. I know y'all afraid to pave it.
Between Ingram and Houston, they have won.
Believe me, they didn't want to pave it then either, but stuff happened. Let's see, I think 92 it started coming up, so we need to kind of weigh all the scenarios.
There is no quit by Ed Ferree.
No give up whatsoever. He's not intimidated by Tommy Houston. Took a shot to the inside, didn't work. He'll cool his heels for just a bit, reel Houston back in. The car you see just in front of Tommy Houston
on pit road.
Wayne Day here. We just got a yellow come on the track. Wayne, you gonna bring him in and try to get some tires? What's the story?
Well, I don't know right now. We got the 6 car, and I think 25 have come in and took on tires, so we might just have to sort of see what happens there. We might have to change left sides ourselves. We've only put on 2, so we can still put on left sides. We still got new left sides to go.
Let's get out of his way, because if he's a man's going to come in, he'll be coming in right now. Wayne Day, crew chief on the Busch Miller mount. They need tires. They can probably use some gas.
Well, he's got a 6-lap window left in which he can take tires, because after lap 225, no tire changes will be permitted under yellow on pit road without the 2-lap penalty, which is usually an effect.
Oh my. They got 6 laps before the last of the pitting. Whoa.
And here
Yeah, that's where the water is seepage.
Elton Sawyer had to practically stop the car for it not to hit the wall. That is just how slick that area of the racetrack is. Dave Resendiz, the Massachusetts driver, a lot of damage to that Oldsmobile. You see a lot of smoke from the rear of the car.
He did a lot of late model and Busch North racing in New England, like Oxford Plains, Thunder Road, Vermont, Oxford Plains, Maine. You got them all on your sim.
The field will go back to greet your leaderboard.
Alright, let's see how the racing is. They're going green. We'll watch the racing. Wow, fast. I don't know if it's me or the... It looks fast.
Get an inside look at the stars.
I guess we'd have to see lap times. They aren't really mentioning them back then. They didn't have a lot of telemetrics.
Does Jeff Gordon really have anything left for the race leader? He has
They really do look fast.
ever since that green came out, and maybe more watching.
No bouncing and stuff. We'll see how things change through the years. Uh-oh. Somebody...
That's trouble.
I think that was Morgan Shepherd.
Butch Miller, one of the best short track racers in this country, spending a full season in the Grand National Series and showing the way so far. As we went to break a few moments ago, Tommy Houston had come onto pit road and he went back there a second time as well, making some adjustments. Rusty Wallace, you watched those. What was he doing?
He keeps trying to get the car looser and looser. He's got his front end damaged. The front end's open up.
So the new surface makes it push, yeah?
That car lifting the front end an awful much. It's making the front end slide.
Oh, it's aero push.
With it by trying to loosen the rear of the car. I'm afraid, though, he's kind of doomed, though. It looks like it's probably going to make the whole car go on a four-wheel skate.
Oh, I can see why he's got an aero push. He's got a scoop up there. That dent. This is before Bear Bond.
33 laps to go.
33 laps to go. 1991. I'm guessing it's the second race of the year. Guessing. Could be wrong. Can't remember if we saw the first one or not. That might have been the one that Jarrett was commenting on with Spencer. Could be wrong, though. Could be getting confused. Put a bunch of tapes on this little investigatory video stream. See about the Hickory surface after a repave. Because I know they're debating, do they do it, do they not?
Miller got a great jump on that green flag. Jeff Gordon did not, and that allowed the lap car of Kenny Wallace to get in between them. And of course,
this is their new surface.
Bad news for Jeff Gordon.
And it's early in the year, it's not the second race.
He is now in trouble as Jimmy Hensley goes to work on him. Hensley's got the spot. That's the blue car.
And the only difficulty they said was turn 4. They had water seepage from rain weeping out. Oh. Jeff Gordon. Yeah, this is Jeff Gordon's rookie year. Holy moly.
Running second, Jeff Gordon pops the wall.
Wonder how.
Race to date in Busch Grand National
I don't think they had replays.
Disappointing end.
But he showed a lot of spirit today and a lot of experience well beyond his tender youth as Troy Beebe's car is pushed back
Troy
after
Beebe in the Taco
long
Bell.
day for the 4th fastest qualifier. And there's a replay. He just went flying up the racetrack, and once you get out of the groove, that's trouble.
One thing is certain, Jeff Gordon is a comer. He's going to be around this racing circuit for a long time.
They'll have no idea, will they now?
Years of age. What do you think, Rusty Wallace? Butch Miller looks like he's holding all the cards right now. He's got 3 aces. He's maybe trying to draw up the bottom of the deck, get one more ace, and he could walk off with this victory.
Well, Butch is looking awful good right now. I got to tell you, he's a veteran short track racer. He's probably won more short track races than most in the last couple years. But I tell you what, now we've got Hensley in second place. He keeps working his way up. I would say that Kenny's going to get out of the way and let these 2 race right now. But I'll tell you what. The way these championships go, if you lose by 5 or 10 points and you know you gave a couple spots up, it'd kill you at the end. And I'm sure that's the reason these guys are 10 or 20 laps down and want to get every position they can. They're looking at the end of the year. They're not looking at this only race.
Let me see. I'm going to fast forward this until they talk to Gordon,
with the
maybe?
Hickory machine coming off of turn 4. That indeed waved. This race will come to a stop on lap 261.
One thing NASCAR works very hard to do is to make sure we get green. And up against the wall in turn number 1, Elton Sawyer, and Tommy Houston was also involved in that situation.
I'm going to back this up a minute. Something's up.
That's the battle for the top spot in the Mountain Dew 500.
Are they calling the race? That was weird.
Does he pick out a spot where he's running strong, or does he simply widen his race car out to try to block any attempt from Jimmy Hensley?
He just simply needs to widen his groove out, veer drive Hensley. That's all he can do right now. We're going to need a couple more laps to see how the two shake out, because they both got cool tires. When the tires heat up, we're going to find who's the better car.
Jimmy Hensley, who sacrificed the lead when he decided to take tires before the midpoint, and we've got trouble on the front stretch. A major incident on the front stretch involving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. 8 cars, of which some are driving away. That'll bring out the caution again as Mike Harwood is wearing himself out.
Dale Jarrett's car, the worst for wear in that crash. That Pontiac severely damaged, sitting now at the end of the front straightaway. Mike Oliver, car number 28. There's the Nestle Crunch Pontiac of Dale Jarrett. A lot of front end damage. Tracy Leslie sitting in the middle of the front straightaway, also involved in that melee, as was Tom Peck. And up against the wall in turn number 1, Elton Sawyer, and Tommy Houston was also involved in that situation.
And the 96 car of Tom Peck, which is coming up pit road. Here is a replay. And that is a melee. Look at the impact up against the wall. That was Tom Peck sliding into Elton Sawyer. His car shows some of the worst damage besides the Dale Jarrett machine. The sheet metal is completely gone from the right side of that car, exposing the driver's cage. And here's a low angle shot of it. Just a little bump into the wall. As you can see, oh boy, I'm glad I'm not manning that camera. And then everything breaks loose right behind it as Leslie and Oliver went around.
Looks like a little fender bender in rush hour traffic, little chain reaction as Tracy Leslie walks away.
And that speedy dry just a little bit.
Come on.
But we're going to try again.
Come on, that's what his crewman says, and obviously they're going to try to get the car back in.
What you waiting for? Get running over here. 17 caution flags, 62 laps run under caution. And one thing we need to remind everyone, under red, you cannot work on the race cars. They must wait until NASCAR gives the signal for the pace car to once again move. And when they do
today, and Barrier's car will be black flagged and brought into the pits. It'll be a few laps before we go back to green. So let's walk through all the cars that are still on the racetrack in order as they appear. This is not necessarily their running order. It is Butch Miller, followed by Jimmy Hensley. Third car in the Speedway is Joe Nemechek. Then it's Kenny Schrader, Ed Ferree, the rookie who led a good portion of this race. Trouble for Kenny Wallace earlier, but he is still out there and may not lose that many Grand National points. Daughter Robert Presley, Todd Bodine, newlywed Bobby Labonte, who was married Friday and said, hey, what better place to spend it than at a racetrack? That's what Tommy Houston told me to do. That's what he did when he got married to Martha. He's followed by Jeff Green, Ed Barrier, who comes back into the pits, Richard Lassiter, who has a part of a race car. Tom Peck comes on to pit road. Then Jeff Gordon, who had a broken tie rod, got that replaced. He's back out there. Steve Grissom is still running, and so is rookie contender Troy Beebe.
Still working on the Tommy Houston machine. Tom Peck's car on pit road. Looks like they took a can opener to it because you can see into the driver's compartment.
Let me tell you, these guys are points racing right now. The people in the infield, they got Tommy Houston's car jacked up so high in the air to clear the tires. They just want to log some laps. Give me some miles. That's all we need, guys.
The important thing is 1 lap, 2 laps may be enough to move him up 1 or 2 positions.
That's right.
And we may be going back to green. Well, we're going back to green flag at 1 lap. The question is, how long will we stay green? We had a long stretch from about lap 180 through 220 where we were under green action, but it hasn't been that way very often today.
Told you they had a shot at least to tie the record for caution flags. Number 17, 18's the record.
We are not crossing our fingers for that record to be tied, quite frankly, folks.
No, we're not cheering for it.
When we go back to green flag action at lap 266, we will have exactly 10 left in the Mountain Dew 500. It has been a wild Easter Sunday affair. We're back under racing with Butch Miller, your race leader.
Look at all that smoke from the Speedy Dry. My goodness.
Quickly closed in. Tommy Houston looked like he was getting ready to go back out onto the racetrack.
Still so blurry.
The white cars, Butch Miller. The blue one, Jimmy Hensley. They're battling for victory.
Well, that helps.
8 laps to go, Rusty. The rules of etiquette change when you get down to nitty-gritty time.
They sure do. I tell you what, we got a heck of a race going on between Jimmy
Okay, I'm
Hensley
back
and,
in the
Butch
chat,
Miller, and
in the
I couldn't really
window, I mean in the camera, whatever it is.
And it's going to be a tough decision to decide who's going to be our Miller Genuine Draft picker of the race.
7 to go. This is 1991, the first Hickory race. I think I must have the second one in the list. I did a research this afternoon and made a little playlist of Hickory, kind of to look at the track surface, because the last race they had there, boy oh boy, I don't know, man. There was a lot of bumps. Hey, Pops, good to see you. I've been lurking chats most of this week, and I saw y'all. I had my granddaughter this weekend, and that's something new to me, so it was a really fun thing, and I was really tired afterward. So I've been kind of sleeping and taking it easy. Yeah, she's 11. So she had a really good time. Her mom had a great time. We all had a great time.
They haven't won a race. They may be about to get that first one. But the leaders are getting set to come on to some heavy traffic. Elton Sawyer, Troy Beebe, as they work out of turn 4. Just 2 laps to go.
My son had to do a little work yesterday, so he had to get up early and help this lady do some stuff. And then he did squirrel leak it. He was so tired he was not performing. He wasn't performing as well last night as he could have. Lack of sleep. So he's sleeping and resting today. He's kind of like us, you know, with the fibro and the exhaustion after a day of busyness. All right. Now what's coming up? Let's see. Mainly checking track surface through the years. So I've got this. Let me see. So that was the Granger. No. That was Mountain Dew. And that's the Mountain Dew next. I'm going to skip that Mountain Dew one. Oh no, those are 92 Mountain Dew. All right, I've got either a full race. Let's see. This guy. See how this... Oh, that's not... Yeah, 92. This one might be a good quality. Maybe. Okay, this is February. Now, my dad is with Joe Nemechek this race. He's with the Texas Pete car for the whole season. He was in the last race. I can't remember where they finished. It was the white number 87 with the blue letters. And so this would be Dad's second race at Hickory, maybe? So the other one didn't have I didn't do a 91 second season. I mean, end of season. I must not have it in the playlist because it jumped right to 92. And this is the early 92 race. They said it rained out, so.
But if you change on the caution flag, it's going to cost you 2 laps. It's almost the same thing. On the green, you lose time. On the caution.
Oh, I love Texas Pete. It's my favorite. I've always got it in the fridge, except for the other day I opened the fridge door too fast because I'm hyper sometimes. I whipped it open and smash. So I gotta go find a plastic bottle, or maybe I'll order some of the packets.
They practice
Safety
today, and we're about
first.
to see how they fare. Here's the starting lineup for the Mountain Dew 500. As they qualified in February, Steve Grissom is on
Their
the pole.
car is actually yellow. Texas Pete. Remember, Morgan Shepherd had the black and red one. That was for the hot sauce. But the yellow one was for the honey mustard, which is pretty good. We like it on turkey.
The fifth starting spot for this race, earned by Ward Burton, driving a Buick. And right with him, one of the series' newest winners, Robert Presley in an Oldsmobile. Darrell Waltrip will line up in the seventh slot in his Chevrolet. And next door, Mike Wallace from Missouri in the Dick Moroso Oldsmobile. Butch Miller will go off in ninth position in the Henderson
I hear my
Oldsmobile.
dog barking out there. I'm going to have to jump out a second. Make sure she's not chewing somebody up. She wouldn't, but they think she would. I better jump up and see my puppy. I don't know if you can hear her woofing. I wanted to see this lineup, but I'm gonna have to.
Then you've got Tracy Leslie with a broken leg, Steve Boley in the Jack Ingram car, Todd Bodine, and finally Tommy Houston in the 30th.
Well, I didn't see the Texas Pete car. Did they not qualify?
In the Dirt Devil Pontiac. There's a look at the onboard picture as Kenny tries to clear those tires.
I might have missed it when I'm listening to my dog bark, too.
Neil, we're getting set for 300 laps.
They'll list who didn't make it, right?
Qualifying usually put your fast cars up front, spread the field
My
out,
neck.
who's real good. This is a whole new deal. It's a different weather and all. Are the fast guys in the front and are some of the real good cars in the back? We see Jeff Gordon. He ran real fast here, but he's in the
It's
rear.
not as blurry as the last one, but it's not great either.
Car taped to the dash or to a piece of padding near the dash. Think of Harry Gant.
It's okay in the little, like, phone size, but on my monitor, it's pretty freaking blurry. Let me go check on these dogs woofing. Sometimes they woof for a cookie, but they're acting all crazy. I'll be right back in the chat.
We're getting ready to go green for the first of 300 laps. Steve Grissom leads them down the green with Earnhardt alongside. And they swap a little bit of paint down in one and wind up out of two. Now into turn 3 and 4, which is just freshly repaved. It was giving the drivers a little trouble in practice. Grissom has the lead.
Boy, you're talking about just paved. They paved it yesterday, Mike, and it could be a problem. But with a big wreck right here coming on the fourth turn.
Richard Lassiter and Ricky Craven. Craven in the DuPont finish his car. And the innkeeper Pontiac of Richard Lassiter of Little Rock, Arkansas. And at lap 2, we are quickly under caution. We'll be right back from the Hickory Motor Speedway Mountain Dew 500 coverage exclusively on TNN. Today's exclusive coverage of the Mountain Dew 500 on TNN is brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. And by Miller Genuine Draft. Cold filtered for real draft taste, so get out of the old, get into the cold. 2 weeks ago, the Busch Grand National Series ran the Budweiser 250 at Bristol, Tennessee. Butch Miller started on the pole in Charlie Henderson's Food Country car. Jeff Gordon alongside. Bobby Labonte spun early, came in for tires, never got quite caught back up with the pack. Gordon led the first 9 laps until Miller went to the front. But then Butch Miller developed brake line problems and turned the lead back to Gordon. Jimmy Hensley's 25 made a strong showing, coming from 6th to 2nd spot. But on lap 116, NASCAR officials brought out the red flag for rain, with Jimmy Spencer leading. After a 4-hour delay, Spencer couldn't get his car out of reverse and had to retire from the event. Harry Gant's number 7 had started back in 18th spot and, as usual, climbed its way up through traffic. Todd Bodine had brought the Frank Cece car all the way to 3rd place with black flag when part of his exhaust came loose. Gant took the checkered flag, finishing 3 seconds ahead of Davey Allison. And here how the points stack up. Coming to Hickory, Kenny Wallace the leader, Jeff Gordon in 2nd, then Presley, Nemechek, and Grissom. We're back to green. That's Bobby Labonte up front. Dale Earnhardt right with him. Steve Grissom, Robert Presley, and Darrell Waltrip, the front 5.
Mike, I'm not so sure Steve Grissom is not the car to really watch because just a few laps ago he got bumped all the way back to 5th place. He's worked himself around those cars back into third, so his car is capable of getting back in the front.
One car spinning into the wall. You saw it in our front straightaway speed shot. And that's Jack Sprague in the Staff America car. See if he can get rolling again. We're going to stay green. Sprague gets running, and you saw him just get loose there from the speed shot. And he went around down in one. One car against the fence in four. Bobby Dotter struggling to hang on to it. Steve Foley way up there in the marbles in turn four.
Mike, I think what we're seeing is before this race started, they swept all that track off where it was paved yesterday, and it's like running marbles. If you get the least bit out of the groove, they're just sliding all over the racetrack.
Steve Grissom to second spot. Robert Presley in 59. The Alliance Training Center car comes right with him, and Earnhardt drops to fourth. Bobby Labonte up front and chasing traffic once again. You don't get much of a break out here. And Earnhardt's in trouble. Dale Earnhardt is slowing and heading for pit road. Watch Bobby Labonte come past.
As quick as he turned in, I thought it would be a tire. Looks like the right front might be low on the car.
Glenn Jarrett is there.
Yeah, they've got a problem. The right front tire is low. They're having to change both right side tires. You're seeing cars all over the racetrack coming off of turn four. The racetrack is tearing up. There's grit and gravel everywhere. That's probably what cut the tire on Earnhardt's car. We're going to see a lot of this today, guys. Turn four is a mess.
He lost a lap in the process. Lost one lap, and he's running towards the tail of being 2 laps down. Meanwhile, Jeff Green's car is being pushed out of the race. 29 of 300 laps complete. Bobby Labonte just there ahead of Jimmy Spencer's car. Back then to Rob. Packed house here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Here's the way they're running. Stopped at 35 laps complete on the scoreboard. Steve Grissom, Robert Presley, Walter, Burton, and Spencer. That's the front 5. Butch Miller running 6th. He started 9th. Chuck Bound looks real different without his mustache. I think it's been 15 years since he didn't have one. Jeff Gordon, now at 20 years old, Jeff went up to Chuck and says, now, you mean I got to shave mine? I've had mine for 20 years, too. Of course, he's only 20. Tom Peck is 9th, and Mike Wallace running in the 10th spot. Ed Ferree, Jimmy Hensley, big news from the Hensley camp. We'll get to that in a bit here. Bobby Dotter, Ernie Irvin, and Joe Nemechek. That's the top 15. And then Jim Bound, who now says his older brother looks younger than he does, sans mustache. Scott Kilby, the local driver, Jeff Burton, Kenny Wallace, and Tracy Leslie. That's the top 20 here. And cars in the lead lap go all the way back through Tommy Houston. And then Bobby Labonte, you still see the right front of that car torn up a bit.
Mike, if people were watching the rundown and wonder what happened to Nemechek, at the same time, Tommy Houston was having trouble in turn 4 right at the start-finish line. Nemechek got in the wall. He lost it in turn 4 and hit the wall, so he fell way back also.
Bobby Labonte defending Busch.
I think that froze.
There seems to be a jinx on fellows who are trying to repeat as Busch Series champions. What about it, Bobby?
Seemed to run pretty good in a lot of races.
They're frozen. My bad. Okay, I figured out the puppy situation. They're all barking at each other. There's nothing out there. They're just talking. So I gave them a cookie and they're quiet. I think they wanted a cookie.
Bobby Labonte having a rather tough day of it here at the Hickory.
All right, what happened? Did they wreck?
Busch Grand National officials are still standing out in turn number 4 as the tractor and sweeper is going to take a run at moving. You can see now they've got all this aggregate way up in the top part of the racetrack.
The track's coming up.
Now the big blower truck coming out as well.
What was the problem that this happened? Wait a minute.
At 20 years old, Jeff went up to Chuck and says, now, you mean I got to shave mine?
Okay. It was paved. Why did it have to be paved 1 year after the first repave? That's my question. Because it was great. Everybody loved it. I remember this because Joe is he's in the race.
And Earnhardt's in trouble. Dale Earnhardt is slowing and heading for pit road. Watch Bobby Labonte come past.
It's kind of coming back to me what happened here. I knew there was a problem with the repave. Now, it was 25 years since the first pave. But why would they do a repave? Because when they were there in the spring the year ago, it was wonderful. I wonder if there was a harsh winter. That's very weird how it came up. I didn't think they paved it in between these seasons.
29 of 300 laps complete.
But something didn't cure right, huh?
Jimmy Spencer's car. Back at
Okay, so they're gonna, this is the year they're gonna,
Here's the way they're running. Stopped at 35 laps complete on the scoreboard.
okay, they did skip ahead. Okay.
Walker, Burton, and Spencer. That's
I thought I missed like 30 laps. I'm like, I was only outside a minute.
different without his mustache. I think it's been 15 years since he didn't have one.
I'm like, dang.
At 20 years old, Jeff went up to Chuck and says, "Now, you mean I got to shave mine? I've had mine
Okay,
for 20
we're gonna
years, too."
skip the
He's only
chitter
20.
chatter.
Tom Peck is 9th, and Mike Wallace running in the 10th spot. Ed Ferree, Jimmy Hensley. Big news from the Hensley camp. We'll get to that in a bit here. Bobby Dotter, Ernie Irvin, and Joe Nemechek. That's the top 15. And then Jim Bound, who now says his older brother looks younger than he does, sans mustache. Scott Kilby, the local driver, Jeff Burton, Kenny Wallace, and Tracy Leslie. That's the top 20 here. And cars in the lead lap go all the way back through Tommy Houston. And then Bobby Labonte, you still see the right front of that car torn up a bit.
Mike, if people were watching the rundown and wonder what happened in Nemechek, at the same time, Tommy Houston was having trouble in turn 4 right at the start-finish line. Nemechek got in the wall. He lost it in turn 4 and hit the wall, so he fell way back also.
Bobby Labonte, defending Busch Grand National champion. There seems to be a jinx on fellows who are trying to repeat as Busch Series champions. What about it, Bobby? To try to get his lap back. Not going to do it as Grissom hauls him off into turn number 1, and everybody just kind of tiptoes down through there. Just
Okay, they're back. This is 10 laps in now that they're green again. Let's see what the track does again.
Presley coming hard underneath.
Because this is the late summer race. It's really hot. Something to do with the tire compound and the asphalt compound removed each other.
Grissom out front, and he's got a good lead.
And Darrell Walker just moved into second place. Darrell, he just passed the 59 car. He's hammered him, trying to get back around him now.
Presley, who won at Darlington, coming hard in the 59, but look at the lead that Grissom is building up. A little further back, in trouble again. Ed Ferree is up there at turn 4. Caution.
It's still a little hard on the eyes. I'm going to skip ahead again.
Calamity corner.
Boy, anybody gets in 3 and 4 hard gets up high.
The one groove that works is way down on the bottom. Right where Steve Grissom and Darrell Waltrip are.
Mike, I think somebody starts really working as Darrell Walker now. He's sitting there right around the inside of the racetrack. He's just sitting there biding his time. He's one of the best at this. And you see him now, come on, put a little bit of heat on Grissom.
It's only a 240p is the highest quality listed.
Darrell's right on the line. He's going to be in good shape.
Okay, let's see what's up here.
Slow down and almost got hit, but it's the right rear tire is all the way down on the rear.
Nice job of controlling that car.
Okay, tore up a tire.
For the day with that car, but Mike, those rocks, these
Okay.
tires are 2-ply tires, and they come brand spanking new.
It's the surface coming up more.
Which is about a third what a street
Wow.
They just
I do remember
those
this.
rocks, the pebbles, because it'll go straight through it in just one.
Flag is back behind the wall with Glenn Jerry. Glenn?
Well, we're standing by with Jeff Gordon. Jeff, one of those guys slipping and sliding out there. What happened to the car?
Well, they said it broke the front of the crankshaft off. Why and, you know, when it did it, all I know is I was going into 3, motor quit, and something clunked underneath the car. I ran over the top or whatever, the pulley that fell off. And it's unfortunate because the Baby Ruth Thunderbird was running good. As bad as the track conditions were, today is one of those survival days. You try to get in line and just ride it out and get some points. And fortunately, we were running in 7th position, so you know, things were going well for us as bad as the track conditions were, but it's just too unfortunate.
Well, there's something in Jeff's car. If we can get the camera on it, I want to show it. There's a taped to the roll bar. There's a sign that says Harry Gant. What's that all about?
Well, Harry Gant's been winning a lot of races, and one of the reasons is because he's very patient and he really knows how to keep his equipment under him, the tires, without burning them off, and brakes and stuff like that. So the guys all thought that'd be pretty good if they put Harry Gant on there, and just as a little reminder to me to be patient.
He's got a lot of time to be patient now, Mike.
Well, he was pretty patient coming to the front, Glenn. He started 21st, and as you reported, he was running 7th when the car let go. You know, in basketball, everybody wants to be like Michael Jordan is. Grissom and the 6 tire machine of Jimmy Spencer, that 77 car. Well, it took 3 laps, and now the field single file once again, and all these fans could stop holding their breath for a minute.
One lap ago, I saw the entire bottom of Mike Wallace's car. He went up over the top of another one, and they're so used to it, they just keep racing now.
Jay Fogelman out of Durham has made a pit stop in the Fun Stuff Pontiac. He goes back into the race. Spencer going to try it. And there's Mike Wallace's car with Ward Burton applying a little customizing. That was the bumper cover you saw flying off. And in turn 2, Kenny Wallace is stacked up yellow. Turn 4, Tommy Houston spins. Steve, we don't have enough cameras to cover this racetrack. It's only 3/8 of a mile, and there's no way we can cover everything that's going on with one camera at a time.
They're spinning at both ends at the same time.
Remember when the rear bumper cover flew off of Mike Wallace's car?
Guess where it went?
Yeah. He and Ward Burton were battling along, and Ward kind of helped that cover along and off. Well, it's kind of cosmetic. Didn't much need
That's
anyway.
the 87 that Dad was working with then. It's the yellow-white car.
It's not off yet, but he's going to lose it coming up the back straightaway here.
Yep.
That car flew. Joe was learning too, and I'll tell you, man, I wonder what would have happened if Dad would have stayed with Joe. Now, Dad was expensive, and I think when Joe lost his sponsorship in '84 and went cup racing, my dad still ran the Busch show, like kind of part-time.
Well, I suppose inquiring minds want to know.
Until he went to Grissom. Oh no, Moroso.
We've had
maybe.
9 already today, and we're coming up on 1/3 distance.
Could be in jeopardy today. Could be a new record. The wrong time.
Steve Grissom getting pressure from Jack Sprague, who wants his lap back.
I wonder if there was ever a study done of how come that surface came up like that. Because it was paved the year before. The guys loved it. They ranted and raved how great it was in '91, and here they are coming back in '92. The spring race, and it's ripping to shreds. Whether it's the grip, too much grip, ripping the track up, I don't know. Something to do with the tire compound, the heat of the day, and
Turn 1. Caution 10. That's
oof.
Richard Lassiter. And is that Kenny Wallace? It is.
Boy, oh boy. That's Kenny Wallace, the Dirt Devil car. I believe he's with Birdie, maybe.
Lap 101. We're 1/3 distance. At turn 1, Lassiter.
At that year. I know he was with him with Cox, and probably Dirt Devil too.
He had just cleared Grissom, so that battle was well worth it.
But I think, minus the money situation, Dad and Joe would have probably been more successful if they stayed together. They just really communicated well about the car. Dad knew what the car needed. He was very reactive to Joe's needs as well, and Joe was able to, do a good job of telling him how the car was reacting as well, which is important. Like my dad had said in the last interview he did there down in Daytona Beach about 3 weeks ago, he said, he and Joe were learning together. He also said he and Ronnie were learning together, and stuff like that. Like, Dad had experience in Cup, and then when he went to IMSA, he did that for a while. He did a little bit more Cup and a very little bit of Sportsman. He assisted on some chassis designs and stuff on the 47 that won both of the Darlington races. That was 81 or 82. I think 81. Jeff Hensley's a great crew chief. He knows his stuff too. That's true. Just keep a digging.
guys, they don't want to give up track position. That's why nobody's coming into pits unless they absolutely have to.
Well, finishing this thing is going to be an accomplishment the way we're going today. Usually we count how many laps we're into this race. Let's do. We're 10 caution flags into this race. Lap 107. Let's have another look
This-
from Kenny Wallace's perspective.
Here he is going down in the
I want to watch his wheel.
car wiggling around from. He probably has to
Oh, he's on marbles.
coming up off the corner.
Definitely on marbles. He's not even up to speed yet.
Starting down in corner. Looks like he might either got a tap in the rear. He
Oh.
got down into the 5 car, but
The 5 was loose and lifted early.
on the inside. And after that, it's kind of history, folks.
One to go.
It's a bummer.
Go back to racing. Earnhardt at the back of the pack there after that stop. He is on the lead
Earnhardt.
lap.
We just heard some people
Okay, that's the mom and pop's car. I saw that.
the type guy that he can make some track position. So
I
he's
saw
willing to
that
put the
under
tires on that thing and see if he can come back to the front.
one of my breaks. I was watching and I saw that mom and pop's on the back. And there's something about that car that I've seen in some of the history videos. I think the mom and pops, that car also, I want to say Dick Trickle might have ran at one of the races that Dale could not, where he was obligated out at Charlotte. Sometimes these races ran together, Charlotte and Hickory, which was kind of really cool. It was like a real, like you had so much hometown vibe that you could go to. Kind of like Daytona with New Smyrna. You had Daytona by day and New Smyrna at night. It's just a really good thing for the fans, I think, and the racing community has something to do at night besides hang at the hotel.
There's Bowden and Walter battling behind Jimmy Hensley. Ed Marie has made a stop. And Bowden beginning to scoot away from Darrell now. Trouble into Jim Bowden. The 98 car. Caution. Lap 120.
Few people are lifting out of the throttle today. They're just taking it away from him, but he did lift as they went in the corner.
Now picking through traffic. Kenny Wallace going again. That's Kenny at the bottom of your screen. Lipping around. Jack Sprague is the front car in line. He's gotten his lap back.
Boy, Kenny Wallace was coming in real slow, and they all stacked up behind him. No problem, though.
Kenny's back in the pits. Here's Hensley again, back straight away.
Made the pass this time. He completely cleared him.
Jimmy Hensley ahead of Steve Grissom. That's the first blue car on your screen. And now Chuck Bowden is underneath Steve Grissom. Looks like the handle's just completely going away.
Even though he's holding these guys off right here, he's falling way back from the leaders.
I probably backed up too fast forwarded too much. I get to see my dad's car. Whoa, Joe. I'm telling you, Joe is a pretty dang good driver. I mean, this is his second year ever in Xfinity nowadays, but before that, he drove some local stuff in Lakeland.
This time Nemechek has the bottom. And will make the pass.
But he was a really, look at him take off. He was like, yeah. Dad might have had a little to do with that, by the way. I have access to those kinds of notes. I got his Bristol one, which wouldn't be too different at Hickory other than maybe a little change in the Ackerman, a little bit of tire pressure, and wedge. Everything else would have worked well.
Hang on, trouble in one, and it was Steve Foley coming afoul of Dale Earnhardt. I don't know if Foley spun just before Dale got there or just what triggered that. He is the race leader. Chuck Bowden is second. 75 car, that's Butch Miller, is third. And remember the guy who had the first problem of the race and came in and had to get retired, Bobby Labonte? Bobby's a fourth-place car on the lead lap.
He's surviving.
Yeah, he's come back well. Robert Presley is fifth. Jeff Burton is sixth.
Outside row is the fast lane. Inside cars are a lap down. And as you can see, a bunch just get their lap back because they were like really aggressive, and Dad's probably screaming on the radio, "Let them go! You're fastest one out there."
Leading the race, but he's got somebody putting a lot of heat on him
Ward Burton to those cars on the lead lap.
We heard,
Halfway.
Mike, we heard Chuck Bound's guy say that he was just going to take it easy and stay out of trouble and keep that track position. And sure enough, there he is. He's right in contention now. He's fighting for the lead.
But then again, there Grissom is leading. But he's running like he stole it because he knows Joe is faster. He saw Joe pass him.
Everything but cone numbers here in the last 30 laps. There's not a straight piece left on either of those two cars. And right behind him, Jimmy Spencer. Let's stay with this battle for a bit because it's going to be a dandy.
When Joe passed Grissom, they had not completed a lap, so he couldn't take the spot. Uh-oh.
But the caution is coming out, Mike. He's sitting in a bad place on the track. They went in through the caution.
I think it's time to sweep again. What do you think?
You said they didn't know their phone numbers. I'm sure they'll be asking this week.
But Jim Bound, looks like Jim just got the marbles up out of turn number 2. Pretty much saved the
out of the throttle and stand on the brakes. And he was probably running to do it yet.
Everybody else single file.
I'm shocked they didn't sweep it again. Joe got a better jump that time.
Maybe a little professional courtesy there.
Yeah, he gave him a little bit of room. You know, Spencer was, a couple of times Spencer got beat, but he didn't get up to speed this time.
Actually not. He fell back a lot during that last run.
Bounced off the wall in turn 4, but we're still green. And here comes
They've got to sweep that. That's getting a little too much. Oh, there we go. Now they'll sweep it. Sheesh.
A tough day for the youth.
I tell you what, that was a set of
Boy, oh boy. You really don't know if you want to. You don't really know if you want to repave this thing. Look at this nightmare.
Going to page 2 at 16 caution flags for lap 162. And here comes Hensley, hard on the throttle out of turn number 4, and the Bound brothers are side by side. Chuck runs off into the corner, and Jim gets hung to the outside. The leaders whip by him on the
I know the quality is really, really bad. 1992, guys. We didn't even have internet yet. Let's skip ahead.
What a great save. And Robert Presley nearly had to file a flight plan.
It's still running. I'm not like watching the race quality because right now they're just all surviving.
He had it back for just a minute, but now the problem is he's got between Chuck Bound and the leader. Chuck's going to need to get on around.
Yeah, this is more than just sibling rivalry here. Because Jim is now in a position to hold Chuck up from a chance to win this thing. You look at the condition of these cars.
The difference between 91 and the racing quality versus 92. I don't know if it was compound or weather or what. I'd have to look up and see what year we had that wicked storm. No, I was in Massachusetts, so I don't know. Whoa. That's bailing. He got turned and he had no choice. Golly, heads up, guys, in the pits, even today. That's crazy because in the races they have today, they line them all up on pit road while the race prior is still going on. Oh, Jesus. Are you going to sweep the track yet? Oh, my God.
And he had help. So the 20th caution of the day is up for Steve trying to get a lap back. Driving the TIC Financial car, number 8. Here comes Spencer, and he bangs Chuck Bound, and he gets underneath.
And Grissom trying to make the same move.
And he gets in there.
And it's a matter of just muscling your way under. Chuck Bound didn't get out of the groove, had to just stop and restart the car.
Man, oh man, it looks like everybody's just...
It is the bump and stumble 500.
I wonder how much is actually the track or the tires just shredding, too, into balls. Like sometimes tires will shred into strings like we've seen, or they'll shred into layers like chunks, or they'll shred by little like marbles, like they just roll off. It's all part of it, like that they study all through the week. That's why your tires, you're only contact of the track, and I know I say that over and over, but seriously, like, you got to have that perfect. Your Ackermans, which is the angles of your tires, everything, and that's all tell by your tire temperatures, because if you have a low temperature in one certain spot, it'll tell you everything as far as adjustment, whether you need more pressure, less pressure, or you need to angle your tire different. And don't camber your left front. Keep your ball joints level. Don't camber your left front. The only tire you camber is your right front. And you may have to change the Ackerman and move it forward or back. But it's all done with your ball joint. It's got to be level.
Trouble in 3. Tracy Leslie climbs up and over the Mike Wallace car. Something had started to go on Wallace's car and had a real slow entry into the corner. And it was as if the other car could not slow down or stop.
And in the corner a while ago, as that other caution was happening, here's Spencer down on the inside. And there went a piece of Spencer's car flying off.
Boy, oh boy, I'm having a hard time with this blurry.
This race has just been black flag.
They might run about 2 more. There's a good chance they'll lose that piece off the car. Spencer's working on it.
Looks like just a piece of trim. That's a rubber bumper cover on all these cars, so it would just be a trim.
Yeah, you have 3 laps to pit. A lot of times we'd use 2 of the 3, just not knowing if someone would spin or something.
So Spencer might lay back now, seeing that caution there. If he would have knocked it the rest of the way off there, it's going to. If he wouldn't have to come in,
yeah.
So Spencer's going to give him a little bit of room right now.
Let's see.
Out of the groove and out of second place.
And back to about 10. That's just what it took. 1 slip, and there he goes.
Wow.
So now the running order.
God, this is just awful video.
Now the running order.
For quality.
Jimmy Spencer, Tommy Houston in second, and that will move Bobby Labonte up to third. Ward Burton, Dale Earnhardt, Joe Nemechek, and then Waltrip. And Burton's going to go around in 2. It'd be nice if Tommy Houston could break that long winless streak and win here at his home track. 33 laps to go. Jay Fogelman's car has brought out the 23rd caution flag of the day. We'll be back to Hickory right after the...
Tommy really gets a good jump on these restarts. He pulled away from him, but Spencer's been able to close in after he gets going again.
Houston pulls him up out in turn number 2. Spencer and Bobby Labonte right there.
Yeah, and Labonte's getting in the picture now. These other 2 guys have been abusing things a lot, and Labonte's coming on up.
There have been 7 Busch Grand National races this year. They've been won by 7 different drivers.
Spencer's got the ability with that car of his to get the nose up under him, right off the corner. And right there going in, he just lets her sail in and leans all over the back of him. And as they get right in here, this is where he's working on him. And I mean working. He's giving him a shove or 2 every lap. But he's been able to get the nose.
I think this race season I only went to 2 races. I think Darlington, the second race in 92, and possibly I remember being at maybe Hickory or Martinsville or Bristol. Now, if this was in between, I would do it. I think we stayed 2 weeks, Darlington and Bristol. Whoa. Hey. Joe's right there. Oh. In the marbles.
Amazing piece of driving by Jimmy Spencer. He used the wall as a cushion to straighten out his car, but it's taken him all the way back to 7th place. Can Houston hang on for 5 laps? Labonte looked to the inside, but it was a feint, and 2 cars are in the wall in 2. Jimmy Spencer and Jack Sprague.
Chuck Bound was completely beside Labonte, but the caution came out, or he would have had that position going in 1.
4 laps to go.
And there's Spencer coming around all of them.
I think this will finish under caution, but it's getting excited.
3 to go. Here's the pace car. We may not get back to green.
Mm-mm.
Houston, Labonte, Vaughn, and Nemechek. There are 3 laps to go. There may be time for 1 lap under green. Let's have a look, Neil.
Yeah, they came off the corner there. They got through this fence to the inside. 48 car got the rear hung out, and he gets the right rear out in that loose stuff. He wants to get back to the inside, but he can't get the car turned down in there.
Oh, yeah. They don't do a green-white checker. This Tommy Houston won it. No, that's pretty cool. I think he's been at the track lately. I wish it was clearer photography, but that's a cool deal. Let me skip ahead.
For Tommy Houston, we told you about the death of his dad last night, but what an exciting day this was. Tommy, congratulations, man.
Well, yeah, thank you, Glenn. I was telling Scott on the cool-down lap here, I said, you know, my daddy didn't go to races a whole lot. He did back in the dirt days, and I think today he must have been watching from up above. I sure hope he was, and this, by all means, is dedicated to my dad.
Well, to break this drought in front of the hometown fans.
A little nostalgia.
Well, yeah, that's true, Glenn. You know, anywhere, and we've been strong enough to run the rest of, I mean, the races this season got caught up in some little deals, but this Rosie's Ford Buick, he just kept running the same every day. All we did was put tires on it, and so Scott and those guys did a heck of a job on the setup, and Don Miller did a heck of a job on the engine.
Well, I think
Don Miller is Penske.
Good job, man.
It was, you know, about as bad as I've ever seen. You had to get in there and root people and knock them out of the way and everything, and I didn't, you know, fault the people that knocked me out of the way early in the race, and I don't think that they did me later in the race. It's just a good, hard race, and especially under the conditions.
Well, congratulations again to Tommy Houston. His pit crew has been named the Miller Genuine Draft Crew Chief.
Okay, let's see what happened to the track the next race. Let me see what it's listed. Okay, the Mountain Dew. There's this NASCAR Busch Series. There's one of 13. I'm going to try doing this one. If it starts jumping me into a bunch of commercials, I will, this is the second Hickory race, same year, 92, since the track was coming up. So we'll see how the track fares here. Now this is done in like little sections, and I'm not wild about. I have another option, but it might have commercials. It's a NASCAR one. I think this one doesn't have enough pixelation. Let me see. I was hoping it was a good copy because it was a private copy. But this is the same race. And it's gonna have commercials because it's a NASCAR Classic race. Unfortunately, I will get that taken care of shortly once we get the budget back in order. It's on the budget. Okay.
They have fired the engines here, Hickory,
yeah, this is a decent copy. This is a good one because I'll also, like, I want to know what's going to happen with the track. I can't remember. And I also remember this is the race my dad wins the championship on, so that's a little bonus. So I might play more of this race than any of the others. I've covered this race in the past, but this one here is a really good copy. I think it was newly put up. There you go, Joe. So I know that's one of my dad's most proud moments when he won the Busch championship. There's Lyndon's daddy.
Ward Burton qualified in 15th, and Nathan Butke is in 16th spot.
1992 fall race.
And Jeff Burton, who's sponsor for that car next year, announced today. Dale Jarrett starts 19th, and Robert Presley is back in an uncharacteristic 20th spot. Jimmy Spencer will go off 21st. Dennis Setzer in another Bill Davis Ford is 22nd. Steve Grissom goes 23rd, and Richard Lassiter from Arkansas. Ricky Craven, the new Rookie of the Year, and Lonnie Rush Jr., who had a great run up at Bristol. Tommy Houston, the winner here in April, goes 27th, and Kenny Wallace will start 28th. The provisional starters are Tracy Leslie, 29th, and Mike Wallace, the 30th spot. That's the way they'll go to post here for 300 laps. We'll have 2 cars carrying our in-car cameras today on TNN. The Winn-Dixie Ford of Mark Martin gives you this view from the 360-degree tilt and pan race cam mounted on the roll cage, and what Mike Hembry in Winston Cup scene called the Wham Bam Thank You Ma'am cam on the rear bumper of Mark's car. Kenny Wallace in the Dirt Devil Pontiac. He's starting way back in 28. There's Tommy Houston's car out the windshield. There's our 360-degree view race cam, and we'll have the face cam on board with Kenny. And Tommy Sigmund had a quick stop there on the back straightaway to adjust something, but got back going again, and he'll be up with the field when we get the green. 300 laps, 3 drivers, 1 championship at stake here. The weather today, I think 60, well, it could be 60 degrees.
Hey, Jess, good to see ya.
We did a concert
How
the
you
other night.
doing?
It was about 34 Friday night, our driving country concert. No chance of rain. Partly cloudy, mostly sunny here at Hickory.
This is a fun race. I'm actually looking at the race surface because right now, like in real nowadays, Hickory's track surface is in pretty bad shape, and they're so reluctant to repave it because they had so many problems.
Second oldest NASCAR track running a weekly schedule anywhere in the country.
The first pave was in '66. 25 years later, they paved it in '91. It was great racing, and then in '92, the spring race, it came up like gravel. And now they're here again in the fall. I don't know what they did to resurface it. I'm kind of like just doing, which happens to be the race my dad wins the championship in, but I also like got clips of other races all the way up until like nowadays, just to see the progression of the track surface, because that's a big decision to repave a track, because you do risk some bad racing for a race or two. I remember now, though, they repaved it and it was like so great, like they loved it. Following year, it started peeling up.
A lot of extra laps to get some heat in these tires. They were having a little bit of problem.
I'm going to get in on this a little bit, Neil. You notice the car zigzagging back.
This track in real life is like 45 minutes from my house, so it's kind of cool too. I want to visit it more next year. They've already had their season finale. They'll have a few fun races, probably here and there, but winters get kind of cold still here in the mountain area. It's like the edge of the mountains. We're the first mountain to the first mountain range I'm on now. Hickory's like in the first one as well, a little bit south of us. My dad's working with the car on the outside, starting 4th, I think. The yellow and white car. Or 8th. I shouldn't say 4th. 8th. I keep thinking they got the lap cars inside, but that's not how they start. I've been watching a lot of races today. I'll come on the camera for a minute.
Mark got hung outside. It backed him up a little bit.
Leader Jeff Gordon. You saw Jim Bound.
I'm just going to refill my drink.
Jim is second, Chuck is third. Up the outside now for 4th. Mark Martin crash, turn 2, 4 cars. Mike Wallace is one of those. At lap 3, we get our first caution.
Tracy Leslie.
Well, the Bound brothers were racing hard. So were the Wallace brothers. Mike and Kenny were both involved in that one. So was Tracy Leslie in '72. And the number 90, the Lonnie Rush car, were all involved. Everybody will pull away and resume this race. We're under the first caution of the day at lap 3. Stay with us. Welcome back to Hickory. We're under the first caution of the day. Mike Wallace, one of the cars involved, replaced a right front tire and some sheet metal. Let's see what happened here in the backstretch.
Looks like they're hung up, buddy, coming off the second turn.
Yeah,
Trying to see who got into him there.
You see, they just run right in the back of Mike and turned him up the racetrack. He's got a little damage to the right front corner.
Kenny Wallace ended up on the wall. That's Lonnie Rush and Tracy Leslie who got the worst of it.
Looked like Tracy Leslie climbed up the back or the side of Lonnie Rush's car.
Here's how they're running at the caution. Outside pole sitter Jeff Gordon took the lead from Jim Bound going into turn 3. Jim's big brother Chuck is third. Bobby Labonte and Mark Martin, 1 to go. The rest of the top 10, they're your point leaders, Bodine and Dotter, but for Bobby Labonte, not his style to run and charge too hard too soon. That's the way they're running. 1 lap will go green. Jim Bound and his team, and his dad runs his team. Dick went up and bought an engine at the Ted Condor auction of that team. They paid
Okay, I'm gonna come on the camera.
and slapped it into this car and put it on
I just
the
had to go refill my drink.
Normally pay for these motors, so that's a pretty good deal, I would say.
Hello. We're going green. Lap 10 again.
Tracy Leslie unable to get his lap back as Jeff Gordon pulls away. That's Leslie in 72.
Yeah, they gave up the Lucky Dog was a good deal because putting the lap cars on the inside lane was really sketch.
Mark Martin got shuffled back a bit in the order. Todd Bodine and Joe Nemechek are side by side.
What you racing lately in road? GT3, right? Oh no, you're caddy, aren't you?
He's letting it be known he's racing to win the race, not worrying about points right now. Nemechek is.
Jesse, you been running Road America? My son got 2 wins last night in the Mustang. He's like, I think IR, like, what's your IR?
Bobby Dotter now inside of Joe Nemechek as Todd Bodine has
2K in road.
Bobby Labonte up ahead of them.
You did one crashed? Well, that sucks. What were you running?
With Bobby Labonte. Nemechek the point leader. If the race
Oh.
ended right now, he would be the champion.
Oh, this is the last freaking race. That's right. This is the whole race. Point leader, if what, blah, blah. Was 2K. Oh. Well, you probably raced him if you did Road America.
You know, when you come up on slow cars, they
McLaren?
need to be
Okay.
on the racetrack. You go to the outside, he'll probably lose 4 or 5 positions. Jim Bound will now that he's hung up on the outside.
He does a lot of road racing stuff with his team for the endurance stuff. I know I had mentioned that to you probably a year or more ago. But you said you didn't do a lot of endurance. Have you changed your mind?
On the Busch Grand National Circuit this season is out front. Todd Bodine with Jim Bound and Joe Nemechek. A 1 second lead for Gordon. 1.9 seconds. Good battle here.
Neil, you see our point man right now, he's getting passed by everybody. He's thinking, God, if I could just get back on the inside, it sure would help.
Yeah, he started on the pole. Bound did, and now he's fell way back. Once you get that outside groove, you're going for a ride, but it's to the rear.
Speaking of way back, look at this pack of traffic. Jimmy Spencer trying to break free of traffic as Robert Presley just did.
Couldn't find my emery board. I got
In the midst of
a snag.
Ricky Craven and Tommy Houston moving up well.
Oh, okay. I didn't think you were like into that team thing. I didn't know if you. I know a year ago I had mentioned it, but I didn't know if you changed your mind.
Dale Jarrett taking Jimmy Spencer up through the pack. That's back about 21st spot.
Oh, this race, Jimmy Spencer's going to lose his grip. I remember brief things about this. Now, Dad's working with the 87. It's his second year with Joe. They got Rookie of the year before. Whoops. Yeah, it is a NASCAR classic race. So they like put these ads that you can't skip. And I'm going to get premium again when they get a better old person price. Well, maybe next month. Got other shit I got to do first.
Nemechek said his car was really, really good. He was going to the front. And we heard Labonte just be real conservative, and his car seemed to be the best car.
Do you just run the 2-hour races or the 1-hour races?
Well, you know, Bobby Labonte has to win the race, and Nemechek finished well back of him, and he's doing what he's got to do. He's going to the front.
I'll tell you what, he's doing more than he has to do. He's going around the outside of Chuck Bound, which is a big accomplishment on this racetrack. And it looks like he's going to make a
This is a points battle between the 44 and my dad's car, the 87. The 87 will end up Bobby will win the race, probably. Yeah, Bobby will win the race. Spoiler alert. And my dad's car will win the points by 3 points. They have a certain place they have to finish if Bobby won. And they did that, I think, 6th. But they're going to like be all beat to hell. So it's a good race, and it's in good quality, so I'm glad. It had been a while since I had seen this race.
That last shot was out of the Winn-Dixie car of Mark Martin. He's moving up well, too.
Had a snag on my fingernail.
4th place for that Ford.
The mosquitoes in North Carolina are wicked, so I have to wear leggings to go outside.
More poles and more money. Anybody this season, he goes to Winston Cup next year, as perhaps will this man. That's the rumor. Bobby Labonte will also have a Cup ride and run for Rookie of the Year in 1993. Definitely Gordon and Kenny Wallace.
Want to hear a cool thing, though? We had a little tiny gecko in our camper, like for over a year, down in Florida. I mean, it was so small, you barely see it, but every now and then it'd show up, and I'm like, damn, you're still alive. And then he's bigger. He's this big now, and I saw him, and he's now in North Carolina, and he was on the roof the other day. And I'm filming him, and all of a sudden he runs, and I jump like that because I thought he was going to land on me, because a lot of times he'll land on you for warmth, for body warmth. So I wonder if he'll survive. But it's kind of cool. Like, I love animals and crap like that. I'm like so into like nature and wildlife. I watch Chief's channel a lot.
That's impressive right there.
But my son's the same way. We both like can connect with animals pretty good. I don't have any like fear of like, we get fisher cats and cheetahs and everything in the woods. Oh, what are they? Not cheetahs. They're little ones. The little ones with the spots. I forget. Lynx, maybe, with the pointy ears. We got like bobcat. That's what it is. And you can hear them howl. It's kind of cool.
You know, Neil, the awesome part of
but I also respect it.
it don't look like Jeff Gordon's having any handling problems.
I also respect that that's their house. The woods. Jesse, I live in a town of 90 people. 90. I think my son and I make it 92. Unless the census was done before a few croaked, which happened as well. I think they lost a couple. I know they lost one lady this month from town. But it's really cool. I love the country. I was supposed to do some waterproofing on the roof, which I'll do in a little bit. I mean, it's only 4 p.m. here. I know you're just starting your day out there.
Turn 2, Lassiter has spun. Everybody will get past him.
Oh, yeah. Because it was Hickory, you couldn't be on the top of your camper. See how they're all standing on the lower platforms? Because of TV view.
Right with the leaders that we were watching when he lost the car.
Yeah, my son, the reason I brought up the road is for one pretty prominent iRacing team, been around a while, my son runs with, and he runs the GT3 side. And they'll probably have a rookie team and a competing team, both. Well, they both compete, but you know what I mean.
He's working. He's trying to make this thing get around the corner.
Look at how many times you got to check that mirror on a short track.
But he's in control of how it operates and all that. They've given him a bigger role. So they're going to do more road racing. That 39 right there is Landon Huffman's dad. Right there in front of Kenny.
He's got a mirror full. He's waiting on Bobby Labonte. There's Labonte moving up on Tracy Leslie.
Okay, now the track's not tearing up. It tore up like hell in the spring. Not tearing up now.
The straightaway is not that far.
So weird. I like this race because it's exciting, but
Drivers fighting for that championship, Labonte and Kenny Wallace. So a healthy degree of respect there. And they'll be racing each other next year. Trouble in 2, it is Jeff Gordon. He was all by himself, it appeared, went into
Gordon's rookie
lost
year.
the back end of the car and spun up into the fence. Does not look to be major damage, but it'll give us our second caution of the day at lap 48.
Okay.
Buddy, you must hit the nail on the head while ago.
Championship.
We'll
He's
skip.
out front early. That's a bit of a surprise. Chuck Bound, Mark Martin,
50
Bobby
of
Dotter.
300
Good
is
run
the
so
long
far. And
race.
Todd Bodine in 5th.
Looks like
Here's the
pit
rest of your top
stops.
10 with Nemechek today. Stop as well.
He stopped the lap before and put right sides on. And came in.
Nemechek's in.
Left side, so
They're going to do that if the race ended now. I only care about that when the race ends.
Let's go down to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, standing by with Bill Davis, and Bill, the back end of the car just seemed to come around.
Who is Jeff Gordon's discoverer?
Here he is. He's back now for another adjustment. They did change the left side tires last time in, so now they're going to work on the front end.
Gordon had fallen about 3 seconds behind Bobby Labonte at the time of that caution flag, and Labonte had built up a 2 1/4 second lead over Chuck Bound when we went to caution.
Oh, that was my dad. I just seen him.
Talking about, but you just don't have time on this size track.
If the race ended now, look at that, 1 point.
And he pulled out.
Championship. Now, if they were
It like
tied at the end of
I
today's
just
race,
saw my dad's profile real quick on my peripheral.
would be the champion based on more second place finishes than Nemechek.
And the red
They
and
each have 2
the
wins.
yellow and red shirt.
Unless, of course, Nemechek would win today, that would break the tie. Of course, if he wins today, we can't have a tie because nobody will get more points than you know all that.
They're tied right now because Joe's in. Bobby's leading. Joe's in 7th. They're tied right now. He needs that 3 points to finish 6th or better if Bobby wins, which Bobby will win. So he has to finish 6th or better. And it's not going to be an easy plight. Right now it looks easy, but all of a sudden Jimmy starts beating the crap out of everyone. And we're in it like so many times.
Depends on the track, buddy. At some of the cup races, aren't they starting the Winston Cup cars on the inside of some of the short tracks? And the lap cars up high.
I think for the last 50 laps they go to that. All the rest of the times it's the fast cars to the outside. I like this rule.
There you saw Chuck Bound from inside of Kenny Wallace.
Grab myself a drink in my favorite cozy. Can you see it? Let me see if it shows. Up, 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 up. This way. This way. I can't tell. I have a reverse camera here.
Small area you have to work on. When we always talk about it's nice to be able to pass on the straightaways, but there's not that much straightaways.
There we go.
Just got to get the nose up under. Guy, here he is, right here, trying to get the nose
Right
up
there.
under.
Wow.
Down in the first turn.
It's deceiving. There we go. God, I'm awful at this. Can you tell it's a mirror image? There we go. My favorite cozy. His father is in this race. This is Dale Jr.'s the sponsor, but that's for Huffman Racing. It's also for Josh Berry for a while there. Last year.
But fell from the race with engine trouble early on. He's in this is the car that Jeff won with at Charlotte. A little more suited there than it is to Hickory.
You know, when you see a spin like this at Hickory, you don't really blame anybody because you're running such close quarters, like you said a while ago. Just any little touch, you're almost in a circle all the way around the racetrack.
It's just the way it is.
It spins both cars out.
That's what happened there with Dennis Setzer and Tom Peck.
I'm going to go to the next
What
commercial.
stands out most for him? His memories of the 1990.
That car.
Oh. Oh, Lordy, come on, NASCAR.
Launching and battling over a bottle of champagne. We harness this and put it in that so you can feel like this. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Gazoo.
He's getting himself in position to go ahead.
Uh-oh, that's our car spinning.
Everybody think, there we go. Great camera work.
Turns car around, cranks it left.
Now you'll see Craven come in here. There's Houston. A little further. There goes Ricky Craven. He's already climbed up on Tommy Houston's car.
What happened to Craven? The 19 car got into the back of it.
Nemechek has dropped to 6.
So now we're not winning the points.
If the race ended now,
oh, don't do it.
Labonte would be the series champion by a good margin over Nemechek and Bodine. Ricky Craven has made his stop. Nathan Butke is on pit road. Under green, we're at lap 82. Robert Presley moving up.
Now you're going to know why they call my dad the race car magician, because they're going to come all the way up 10 more spots.
They see Nemechek with trouble. Do you back the 44 car down and protect this big lead? Or do you bear down and put Nemechek a lap down and really know you got
They are going to win the championship, but it doesn't look good right now.
I would put a lap on him and then look at him in the mirror instead of through the windshield. I think that would be the ideal situation.
Good point. The other thing is when you're leading the race, hopefully you're out in front of all this commotion.
The other thing you have an advantage too. I tried to lead as many laps as I could during my career. Was the flagman always works for you, and then once you get by, they don't do that for everybody else in the field. So the flagman's working for the lead car all the time.
Good point.
And you're racing the lead car all the time. That's how you determine when to pit, because you watch your time versus the leader time, and you will definitely know if you should short pit or not. Just that one. If you're a half a second off a lap, you're gonna lose 2 laps pitting, right? And you come back out and you're faster than the leader, you can make up those positions when he pits. But, you know, provided there's no caution and a whole lot of luck. But there is strategy that can be made. But it's all based on how fast the leader is. If you're equal with the leader, you best stay out, you know?
You see Craven there, he's having some problems. He's on the outside of the racetrack running pretty slow after that accident he had.
We're 90 laps complete here out of 300, and this man is leading not only the race.
Yeah, if you're faster than the leader, especially on the last leg, stay out. But you also got to think how soon I got to pit, how soon somebody else might.
Well, Mike, Joe Nemechek brought the number 87 Chevrolet in for right side tires. I talked to crew chief Vic Kangas right before that caution came out. He said the car was very loose. They didn't know what they could do about it. They got that brake, got that caution, changed right side tires. They put about 3 or 4 rounds of wedge or bite in the car. So I look for Joe to move back up through the pack. Boy, he was lucky.
Nemechek was 1 car length away from being lapped by Bobby Labonte. He needed a miracle, and he got one. Let's show you what happened.
We're looking down the front straightaway into turn 4. We see Rick Craven, that's him coming down to the inside. Looked like he got tapped. He'd been riding around real slow. There's Nemechek past him right now, and that's Labonte directly behind him in the red car. Here that car coming to the line, Mike, and it's right on top of him.
Close call.
Away with Labonte nestled right up against Nemechek's rear bumper. Could not put him a lap down. So now what's Bobby Labonte's strategy?
Well, Bobby Labonte don't have a strategy now. He's supposed to stay out front, but Nemechek did exactly what he had to do. He had to have fresh tires on the right side. Now he should have an advantage for 50, 75 laps now.
Understand you had a star pupil at the Buck Baker Driving School.
He has to somehow gain 10 positions to be able to win the championship. Right?
Just smooth, and I tell you, his attitude when he got in the car, he's kind of quiet.
Dad did the right thing pulling him in, even though he's starting in the back. He's already 16th from getting looped, and you know, like a spinning around and keep going.
Yeah, Bobby just was, you know, he's really having a good time.
360.
Glad to hear it.
God, it's so cool to see it back then and see it now too. Is that big hole? It's still there.
And her dad suffered a stroke here in the pit area. Hickory was taken up to Catawba Regional.
Ask Moonhead. I think he lost the oil pan on that bump.
Iowa. And want to wish him well.
We were on Kenny Wallace's car. We saw the car falling back all day long. They're working on it, putting tires on it.
Gosh, I don't even care if they're racing there. As soon as I get paid next month, I'm going to drive down there and just sit in the... Just look at it. Just sit in the parking lot. Walk up to the pit gate right there. Just look.
Richard Lassiter just bammed into the, what was that, the 39 car.
What in the holy crap was that?
Position on the restart. They got sorted out in line there.
Oh, crap.
Bobby Labonte was right in the middle of that. He had to run down off the racetrack. Hopefully he didn't pick up anything in the tires because he has to get off the track.
Almost got whacked. It's Robert Huffman there that'll be right up with the leaders, and we're going to stay yellow here.
Labonte, you can tell his question in his car.
Oh, that 39 right there is Robert Huffman. He is one lap down.
Yeah. That was the 39 car. Robert Huffman was trying to get up on the outside row to be first up in line for the restart. Richard Lassiter got into the back of Huffman, turned him around, and into Bobby Labonte's car.
Poor Robert. Got about landed's luck that race. Holy crap. But he is like a 4-time champion in Goodies Dash or something, which is like cars. Something like that. He's Hickory track champion. He's got a lot of accolades. He was Tyler Reddick's crew chief, I found out, in truck at Hickory. I didn't even know that. So now I got to look up some truck races at Hickory. And I'm an instant Tyler Reddick fan now. Yeah. It's okay. The fun part of racing. Make sure racing's always fun. God, I can't wait to go there again and just walk there. Last time I went to Hickory in real life, I was in the bleachers. But the last time I went there to score a race was 95. 95. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it was for L.W. Miller. I scored 95. Can't remember first or second race. It was even a first car. I think he finished 14 laps down. And
there won't be many cars undamaged when this one's over. Back up front, Labonte.
Dick Turco and Randy Pemberton were there that day. I was there. The last race I got to see in person in the pits. It was 95.
It might have affected him just a little bit.
Dennis Setzer a little bit off the pace, and Tommy Sigmund, something may have been bent up.
That metal fence right there, that's where I would sit. Like, not while they're racing, but while they practice or whatever, or qualifying. I'd sit right there on that metal fence there, by that little grassy area. Because at the time I smoked cigarettes, and Randy came and borrowed one, and Dick came and borrowed one. Good old days.
Is the 5th place car.
The good old days when smoking cigarettes didn't hurt you.
And Nemechek got hit as 4 cars.
Son of a.
But Nemechek was able to continue.
Look at Tommy Ellis up on top of the front of the Craven car.
That's where he just landed.
What
he just
the
came down on
heck?
top of it.
There are very few one-car spins at a place like Hickory. Caution is out.
See the logo on the back of that guy's jacket on the flag stand. Kind of looks like this.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets.
Well, they're kind of piled up here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Here's the way the top 10 look. Under caution at lap 113. Labonte, number 2 in points, number 1 in this race. He would be the champion if it ended right now. Bound, Dodder, Martin, Todd Bodine running 5th. Jim Bound, Butch Miller, Jimmy Spencer. Caution right now. Bound, Dodder, Martin, Todd Bodine running 5th. Jim Bound.
And the other car drove under me and came down, a real hard impact. And the right front wheel is almost in the driver's compartment, Rick Craven's car.
We'll be back to Hickory under caution. 10% of the population of Brownlee, Nebraska is here. 2 of them. They have to drive 68 miles to go to the store and bring a cooler with them to do it. Got a one-room schoolhouse for grade 1 through 8 with 8 kids, and the folks here cheer for Robert Presley because their last name is Presley, but they're no relation. So, hi to Brownlee, Nebraska today.
Did you see the population of 20 or so?
Yeah, or so.
That counted lately.
Well, it's or so because 2 of them are here today.
That's right.
Well, you got to figure if it's 68 miles to the grocery store, this is just across the road to them.
That's right.
Okay, that is Dad right there under the car.
Well, Neil, he has the car took an awfully hard hit on the left rear. They brought it in and changed the left rear tires the 2 laps before this. He brought the car back in just now to double check everything. They seem to have gotten everything.
Dad's talking with Mike Boisinger.
And the track bar is not bent.
That's Kevin behind Mikey. That's John Nemechek on the other side of Dad.
He's going to try it again.
Thanks, Glenn. You know, we spent a lot of our weekend here talking to drivers and teams and figuring out what's going to happen here. And, you know, the fellows that work alongside me are some of the hardest working guys in show business. Let me show you one of them.
I think to this day it's still the closest victory of a championship in Busch history or Xfinity. I don't know if with the...
Guess who that was?
Asleep in the wheel.
Maybe that's the reason I had too many wrecks. I wasn't awake when that thing started.
Oh my gosh.
Where did they find that?
Jim Crabtree shot that and brought it to
That
us.
was enough to let me forget my train of thought.
They said earlier that they thought that
yeah, I don't think that, I don't know with the new point system if they have closer points races now or whatever.
Bill Davis told us earlier the toe end was messed up on the car. They hadn't had a chance, hadn't had a caution long enough to adjust it. That takes
String.
They've used this lengthy
Serious, a string. Run around the car with a string and check your tire angles real quick.
Kangas crew chief on Joe Nemechek. I asked him, I said, what's the tire rule today? They have already used up their allotted tires. They only had 2 rights and 2 lefts given to them by NASCAR. They can change in the cautions. But since they flat spotted the right side tires in that spin, NASCAR is going to give them 2 more right sides, so he can make another right side tire change.
Mike, I wonder what Glenn's doing in his spare time. He's interviewed 5 cars in the last minute, checked on all the tires. We're keeping him hopping on the short track.
That and selling cars.
That's right. I tell you, though, that's a good call by NASCAR. When they do take in consideration that you're involved in an accident, it waives the rule on those particular tires. But, I mean, you got to show them that that thing is flat spotted. You're not going to go out there and smoke a tire and come in and con them out of 2 free ones. You've got to show the damage.
Let's mention again that Tommy Ellis and Ricky Craven are both okay. Climbed out of their cars, looked around at the damage. And they're just now getting Craven's car up on the rollback. 119 laps complete.
I'm kind of checking out the
10 weekends of it.
Track surface. This is year number 1 since repave. 1991, they repaved it, said it raced great. Come back in 92 in the spring, it all tears up. Now we're here in 92 fall, and everything seems fine.
Competitive he was, and he had a real bad accident. And man, I'm glad he's back around racing. I know he's going to like it.
He's back at the Speedway out there. He and Dick Bergeron will have the telecast for you tonight from Manzanita Speedway in Phoenix. 120 laps complete.
Kind of looks like they put a compound on there if you see the edge there.
Tommy Ellis will get to watch the rest of this one from a safer spot. He's standing atop the truck there in the infield.
Mike, he was on top of that car. That might be where he landed.
Might
because he took a ride a while ago, I tell you.
Tough break. 1 lap will go racing. Most cautions ever in a Busch race.
I knew a few people on top of that truck that day.
Laps. We won't come near that today, thank goodness.
Remind me next time I do one
familiar
of these
faces,
races,
I mean.
No coffee in the morning. I'm too hyper for this.
It's been an exciting one so far. 177 laps to go. And Bobby Labonte takes off on the restart. Pack thinned out just a bit.
We're right there. Way back there. Got to come up to 6 to win the points.
Behind Jeff Gordon. And Gordon just behind Bobby Dotter, who's up to 4th place. Dotter having a great run here today.
Dotter had a good run at Martinsville. Seems to be good on these short tracks. His car works well on a short track. He's right in the middle of it.
Here's your Napa Field standing update.
All right.
He's won a couple of at New Hampshire in both modifieds
Mike McLaughlin's
and
gone.
Nationals. And look at Tom Peck's car. The front end of that is gone.
I tell you, the short tracks really take its toll, but These things right here, these right here, they're going to tear a little bit of metal off and park them, either just ride the rest of the race. They're torn up too bad.
Lap 136.
Let's skip to this 140.
To clinch the championship the way we run right now. Todd Bodine back in 5th there, the 3rd place point man. That takes you back
Joe's
to
still
10th
not in the
position.
top 10, but it's not even halfway.
13 cars on the lead lap.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike, with all the problems that's happening right now, just a while ago when that caution when Nemechek was able to keep from going a lap down, it's really paying off right now.
Jeff Burton was involved in that one as well. The TIC financial car will change colors next year. It'll be white and carry Baby Ruth on the side. Phil Martocci's picked up that sponsorship that was with Bill Davis this year.
Neil, I've seen some telltale problems there. I've seen smoke coming
Wow,
out of the
I didn't know Burton got to drive for Martocci. Martocci was one of Dad's good friends. They would spend more time together 97, 98-ish. Before my dad goes to Fedewa, he would go with Phil to the races, you know, per request of Newt Moore was the crew chief, and sometimes he'd call Dad up if he didn't have notes.
Yes, they went across start finish line. The ones that don't have the nose tore up has got the rear tore up on them, so everybody's got a little bit of damage. Could be the survival of the fittest like we had earlier this year.
One lap will go racing. We're coming up on halfway here in 7 laps. If it ended right now, Bobby Labonte would be the champion over Joe Nemechek and Todd Bodine. Jeff Gordon would end up 4th in the points. Robert Presley, Kenny Wallace, Butch Miller, Ward, and Jeff Burton, and Tommy Houston would be top 10.
Got a new twist to this restart. Labonte's on the inside, but Kenny Wallace went in and put tires on. Maybe this is opportunity for Kenny Wallace to get that lap back. We'll have to see.
Kenny's in 14th spot, 1 lap down. Here they come. Make that 13th spot as the restart goes on without Jeff Burton. He's still in the pits, and Kenny Wallace is back in this race.
Joe's way back there, especially when the lap cars start on the inside, and most cars are lapped on short tracks by the mid-race point like this. So if you're 5th, you're starting 10th. If you're 10th, you're starting 20th. So it's a hard job to get your lap back, or even stay on the lead lap when they, like, Wallace will get running with Bobby.
Wallace couldn't clear him and pull down into the low groove, so Bobby is right at him again.
I think Wallace is going a lap down is what the deal is, and he's wanting to stay on the lead lap. I'm sure Birdie worked on the car. He's got it hooked up. He's hoping Bobby will say, I'll let him go, but then he don't want Bobby. I don't know, man. Okay, you let Gordon go? Gordon wasn't a superhero yet. Wallace has won races the year prior. He won Volusia. I like the angle he came out on to keep the grip, though. But he's... I guess Bobby is faster in the long run. Oh. Yellow comes out after they cross the start-finish line. They'll do this all over again, re-rack. Let's go.
7th caution comes out at lap 1. Bobby Dotter.
Hello, Gazoo.
There's a reason we do all this shifting.
Every time I skip ahead, it's doing it.
We harness this and put it in that so you can feel like this.
I'll get premium
Now
soon.
you're up to speed.
Now that I'm in the new location, I'll figure all that stuff
Now
out.
getting underneath Kenny Wallace, keeping Wallace a lap down, and Jeff Gordon. 3rd place car, Chuck Bound, is trying to root for some running room in the middle of that pack.
Just as that caution came out a while ago, it might have been a good thing for Labonte. He'd ran about 5 laps on the inside and heated his tires up in the car, but Goddard drove up under him trying to pass him just as the caution came out, so cool him down.
Looks like the track, like whatever they did from the spring race to the fall, it cured. So much better racing. But it took, what, 2 races maybe?
7th is Jim Bound, 8th Jimmy Spencer, 9th Steve Grissom, 10th is Joe Nemechek, and 11th was Robert Presley. everybody else a lap or more down. Let's go back to 4th place. Todd Bodine trying to track
10th isn't good enough to win the points. They've got to come up to 6th if Bobby's in the lead.
There is the front end of Todd Bodine's car. You can assess the damage for yourself.
Neil, a whole lot of shaking going on there. I don't think anything's hooked together.
There goes Todd right on the inside, but he's got up under him. Mark Martin got hung on the outside. We see Butch Miller coming by also.
The Food Country car going past.
Boy, did you see Todd Bodine waving? The car got sideways in front of him up there. Bodine threw his hand up. Almost had a big chain reaction wreck right there while we were watching.
Yeah, Dennis Setzer got a little sideways, but gathered it back in. Up front, battle for the lead is heating up.
Dad will work with Dennis Setzer a little bit at a Lance car, number 43. I want to say 96, the first couple races. I know definitely Talladega. First couple of races he was with the 72 of Mike Dillon. Then he went to the Setzer car. I think Joe Falk owned it.
Leslie has spun it down to the track apron. Here come the leaders.
And then
Up
Grissom.
front at lap 165, 8th caution flag of the day.
No. It was the 43 Lance, and then he went to 47 for Bristol. When they won Bristol, first race he was with ST Motorsports. They won Bristol.
But it is closed.
At least for another lap, Neil.
Alrighty. Now what?
Pulaski, Virginia, was it? Or was it South Boston? Bobby Dotter got that win. Had a couple of top 5s. Well, if you're going to go sponsor hunting, there's no better place to do it than from the front of the pack.
Chuck Bound seems to be.
Okay, let's skip ahead. Spencer is in front of Joe, a lap down.
Wallace in 12th place unofficially right now.
Look at that, Neil. Dennis Setzer's on the outside, and Nemechek's wanting to go, but what can he do? The racetrack's only accommodating 2 cars right now. Up, big spin right there.
Whoa! I know what he did.
He gets by.
Yeah,
a lot of damage, though.
Spencer and Setzer.
Wow.
Then Steve Grissom trying to race back to the flag, piles into Chuck Bound. Both cars get through, and that's Dennis Setzer in the other Bill Davis car, rubbing everything on the rear
That was a
end.
yikes.
9th caution, lap 185, and Joe Nemechek has another close call.
No, that more than a close call. He's got a lot of front end damage.
Yeah, Joe's got. Kenny's upset.
Yeah, it looks like it might be something they're going to have
Talking
to do a
with
lot
Birdie.
more on. He just worked himself back up in position where he was still in contention for the lead.
Ooh, Joe's wrinkled.
This is going to hurt him.
Twice. 2 spots.
There's Nemechek's car, damage to the left rear and
Dad's
right
telling him zigzag, zigzag. See if anything's broke. Everything feel okay.
Try to tell what he's got.
It's pushed back in on the right front wheel there. You see right on the top of the wheel there? That's a big problem. They got to
Look how much camber Dad's running.
Not yet open. Glenn Jarrett is in Nemechek's pit waiting for that car to come in.
Never run camber on your left front. You always do it off of you. Make it smaller.
That was the case where Nemechek was shaking his car.
Oh my.
Felt like Spencer's going to go.
No, Spencer's being a dickwad.
Beating and banging each other on the caution.
Pit road will open this time around.
Joe's like, F him. Like, my dad's like, get away from him.
They come to here, they look like battleships.
Or else
They just build up
John.
and take a beating. Now,
No,
when it comes
John's
to
not
short track
spotting.
stuff.
Oh, red spot. Oh, the guy with the red hair that kind of did the marketing too. Okay, now we're in the pits. Let's see what's up. Pull the fender away.
Glenn is down in Joe Nemechek's pit.
Okay, Kevin's changing the front. Dad's checking the front fender.
Jimmy Spencer came up and gave Joe a shot under caution there. I guess he was angry about what happened. NASCAR official Steve Keene came over and told Joe's brother John that they were going to park Jimmy Spencer before that incident. So number 20 is going to be set down for the rest of the day.
Uh-oh. Parking Jimmy.
He appears to be okay. That car is battered and beaten, but it's still running.
Tried his modified shenanigans in the Busch series. I can't say anything. I mean, Dad ended up being Jimmy's crew chief for a while too at Moroso. They all just want to win, and you just can't let your tempers get you. You look like a douchebag.
5-lap penalty, the 20 car of Jimmy Spencer.
Looked like Spencer and the 4 car got together coming up off.
It wasn't anything to do with Joe that he got his penalty. He got his penalty right. Well, he got his penalty driving into Joe. He thought Joe got into him. See, he thought Joe got into him.
No, he and Jimmy Spencer were.
That's what happened.
But
Joe was a victim of circumstance.
And Nemechek hit him, and it started that reaction there. But still in all, he shouldn't be mad at Joe.
Look at this right here, 3.
Exactly. When you're in the cockpit, y'all unglued. Y'all running on adrenaline.
Steve Grissom trying to get back to the line and beat a few cars back. He is one of the cars on the lead lap. They're framming and bamming here at Hickory. We'll be right back. They're just finishing up cleanup here at Hickory. 191 laps complete. Let's show you another angle and show you how little time drivers have to react when something happens here.
Okay, you can just see him coming right now.
You can see it now. You see that's not cool. You already can see he let off. See? He knows. He saw it wasn't cool.
There's the 4 car. That was the 4 car. Must have torn oil line off.
And here afterwards under caution.
Okay, Nemechek's cleaning his tires right there.
Jimmy really thought Joe hit him because that's the only car he saw once he got punted. But it was nothing to do with Joe. Joe was like cat on linoleum.
Spencer's been penalized. He's still sitting on pit road.
Glenn Jarrett.
This dad with his hand like this. John Nemechek behind him. Good old days. That's a guy that he had a motorhome and he traveled with Joe's family. Oh, okay. He wasn't spotting the guy with the red hair. I thought he might have been. Might be Papa Joe spotting then.
But he is smoking from what looks like a tire rub on what, the right rear?
Got a lot of smoke. It's hard to tell which one it is right now.
Eee.
Watching it from Kenny Wallace's point of view, the fender is all torn off.
Presley.
Car.
The reason it's the fender.
Those were good races then.
Laid on top of the tire.
Steve Grissom is in second. As Jim Bound and Mike Wallace scraped together all out of 3 and 4. It is heating up.
Uh-oh.
He's lost it. Presley in a cloud.
It's flat.
Let me tell you, that might be the best thing that ever happened. We saw Presley keep going. Smart move on Presley's part. He was just being
Michael Waltrip?
Was going to have to come in. Now that this caution's out.
Not sure who the 21 was. No.
Steve Grissom becomes the new leader.
It's a local 21.
Grissom, it's a good thing Grissom's in the jam car today, because on that last caution he jammed his way through the whole field and the track position paid off. He is the new leader, the man who won down at Volusia County Speedway in Barberville.
I can't wait to go to check it out. Wonder what happened. It looks like they kind of re-skimmed it with something from spring to fall. Unless it just plain cured.
I don't have a garbage can that beat up. Labonte and Nemechek were side by side when that
I
happened.
do not think it's been paved since. Could be wrong. I got a whole, like, chronological. I wanted to see this whole race, so I'm going to skippity-bippity ahead a little bit.
To follow your heart, you need to think ahead.
I didn't get there in time.
Yes, we match your ambition with...
Robert Presley, Steve Grissom made pit stops, so let's quickly go to Glenn.
Well, the excitement again was crazy down here. When Presley came in, he had his helmet off. Tommy Ellis got in the car. They lost the lap. I'm going back up on the truck where Ellis was. It's a lot safer.
Okay, they're going to green. There's going to be another crash real soon. I see. I was looking to skip ahead, and I'm like, oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're leading the points right now. If the race ended right now. This is how the points are going to end. But it will be a hard-fought challenge, as you see. Nothing's easy. You just got to keep digging, try to stay on the lead lap. You don't get on the lead lap, do strat to get there. So much easier now with the Lucky Dog. Back then they had a race to get their lap back.
Whatever chassis changes they did to Mark Martin's car seems to be working for him, Neil. He's catching right up to the lead car now.
They've really worked on it.
You know what's really neat is that is what Hickory looks like kind of today, because they've resurfaced the pit area.
96 to go.
They don't have that fence though.
Tommy Ellis.
Oh, they might.
Nemechek gets turned around off the front of Spencer's car.
Oh, hell.
Spencer's moving again.
Caution is out.
Okay.
Nemechek's cars, I'm sorry, got going. He didn't lose a lap.
I'm going to tell you what.
He may have thought he had Spencer cleared as he came down the racetrack.
More front end damage.
Not sure on that one. Spencer was not really
Bound
quite up to speed.
smoking.
Tommy Houston had given Spencer a wrap. Let's have a look at it. And Nemechek might have thought he had him cleared here.
Yeah, he.
Really got together going in that first turn.
I think Bound got in the back of Joe.
Nemechek got it right back in gear and got going again. And
All of those
flag is out for
passing
Tommy Ellis.
are
Or excuse me,
Spencer.
I'm so used to
laps
saying that.
down.
Yeah.
The black flag is out for Jimmy Spencer. Sorry, Tommy.
Yeah, we just had a man walk to the window here from NASCAR and say that's it, he's out.
Oh
Now,
my.
we're told he'll be given the thumb.
I'm
And that Spencer will be ejected
not
from
sure
the race.
that was a good call,
Again,
but
the drivers' meeting. You know, anytime a championship
they were
gets close,
told
they always tell the driver,
stay out of
"You
the.
got three guys out here running for the title. Run your race, run to win. Try to give those guys a little room so they can battle for that championship themselves."
Exactly.
And now in the pits, Nemechek, Grissom, Jeff Gordon, Tommy Ellis in relief of Robert Presley and Chuck Bound.
Okay, there's that in the front on the grill.
Again, we're in Joe Nemechek's pit, and I've tried to keep an open-minded view of this, but I was looking right at that instant. Spencer waited on him. He waited until Joe got beside
Oh,
him.
shoot.
Right into him. They're working on the right front of the car right now.
There's Dad running around looking at the grill. Got to get out there and get the lap back. Okay, he's making a call, grab tape and all that good stuff. I think he's still got to get some tape.
And Spencer got a bit of it there with the right front.
Spencer making a motion to the flagman there. There's a replay going down in the corner.
See, Tommy Houston gives Spencer the boot there.
Ooh. Boy, awful wide down there. It's
Yep.
You know, if they hadn't have had that confrontation of caution before, you might leave a little more gap in there for questioning. And
I think this is one of the hardest championships to win.
There's Spencer down the inside.
The way this race was playing out. I really think it's cool that y'all go to Hickory for the last race, right?
Penalized lap, so we just have to see what happens.
You know, if I had Nemechek's
Looks
crew,
fun
I
to
would
me.
bring him back in and work on that right front corner. That fender's torn in half, Neil, and this may create a problem when he gets back up.
What Dad's doing is
Well, he can afford to give away the track position and do that, buddy. Although Joe
probably gathering the tools to do it right one stop.
carrying 12 cars now on the lead lap. He is pitting. Kenny Wallace and Dale Jarrett, a caution ago, did get back on the lead lap.
Here they are. They're back in there. Just like Buddy said, they've got enough damage. They need to.
First time was to assess. The second time in is for the stop. Dad's taping that up over there. I see with somebody. I think it was John's girlfriend.
So they gave him that option, I guess, to go with new tires.
Dogs are barking.
90 laps to go in the Busch Grand National Series season. All three-point contenders still on the lead lap. Bobby Labonte in the lead of both the race and the point chase right now.
A lot of grit on that
To
roof.
restart this race, Jimmy Spencer tried to return to the racetrack, was denied that opportunity by the Busch Grand National officials. Glenn Jarrett is down in the Dick Moroso pit.
Well, Mike, Jimmy Spencer has climbed from the car. Jimmy, what's going on?
Well, you know, Glenn, I'll tell you something. We ran real well there and got bumped in the back. Got spun out, and I'll tell you something. I hated what happened there. Somebody let somebody come out of the pits there, and you know, I don't know who I run into, but I sure in heck didn't mean it. But NASCAR thought it was my fault. They penalized me. My car owner decided to park the car. But you know, Daly's first day people have been great to me all year long. I really think we had a shot at winning this race. Looking forward to next year.
Well, that's the version from the driver's point of view in car number 20.
There's the replay. You see Tommy Houston into the back of Spencer, who then gets going again. And into Joe Nemechek. I think Spencer was describing the previous incident.
You know, we overlook. Look at Chuck Bound up there in the wall. We overlooked that. Chuck's been running exceptionally well in this race, and he got involved in that accident.
More replays.
Chuck, one of several drivers trying to end their season with a victory.
Now does Joe go in one more
Not
time?
this year.
See, you gotta catch up a couple laps before you can dump right in again. Like, you go around, but you gotta, like, catch up with the field before you dive in again. Oh, we're in the back. Looks like Robert Huffman's still hanging in there. That bluish purple, like orchid color car.
Moving into third. He's really running well right now, too. Started from the pole, moved right back up to the front again.
He faded real early in the race, but like you say, buddy, he's in third place now. It seems to be as quick as the leaders.
Nemechek unofficially the last car on the lead lap.
Well, he's working on that. His car, he's got 4 new tires, best I can tell, from that deal he had. That gives him the option to put on fresh tires. And his car
spun again, so he gets tires, I guess.
Riding with Mark Martin, second place car. That's the distance as he closes it down from Mark to Bobby Labonte. Bodine in third, or rather Jim Bound in third, and Todd Bodine in fourth. Bodine trying to keep his championship hopes alive.
Film is getting a little rough because of that dusk time. Let me see if I can. Whoops. Ah. Hello. I think I'm going to fast forward to the end.
So you can feel like this. Now you're up to speed. You in?
One more time.
Robert Huffman.
There's Nemechek.
4 to go.
Nemechek getting up under Chuck Bound.
If the race ended right.
Coming fast. I tell you, I think those Hoosiers are hooking
And ended right now. I think we're back up where we are in the contention again.
The 6 car, he's just not able to do it right now. And, you know, nothing against the 6 car, Tom Houston. He can't roll over and play dead. We saw him do this very thing, as Mike said earlier, be a lap down and win the race.
Let's skip to the if the race ended right now. Don't commercial me.
Nemechek must finish 6th to win the title. Labonte right now is the race leader. Todd Bodine is 2nd. Butch Miller is 3rd. Mark Martin is 4th. Jim Bound is 5th. Kenny Wallace is 6th. 7th is Chuck Bound, and Nemechek is 8th.
I'll tell you, Todd Bodine is 2nd.
Gotta pass 2 more.
Miller, he won't right now.
5 points is the difference right now between Labonte and Nemechek. Each position Nemechek gains is worth 3. Excuse me, is worth 4 points. Second place. And
Worth 4 points, but he's gonna win by 3. I guess that I get that. I thought it was 3 places per position, but in the top 10 it's 4 points per.
Now here's Miller. He's running in the box. He's run up in a lot of lap traffic. He's going to be careful. Get through this traffic. His car seems quick enough if he can work around it. There's Labonte still leading the race.
And he's got Ward Burton and Tommy Houston ahead. Burton a little off the pace. A lot of front end damage to that car. 14 cars or 13 cars on the lead lap now. 14 counting Tommy Houston, who's just ahead of the leader. Joe Nemechek has 42 laps to gain 2 positions and be the champion. Bobby Labonte doing everything he can to win this title.
Tomorrow I'm going to continue Hickory, like see how the track progresses through the years to where it's at today. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it has not had a repave since 91. I could be wrong. That's a lot of years. It needed a repave in 25 years from the original.
Tommy Ellis is riding the heck out of that 59 car, too. I'm telling you.
So they've settled down for the moment here, pretty much single file. Labonte the leader, Butch Miller in 2nd. 3rd is Todd Bodine. 4th is Mark Martin. 5th is Jim Bound. 6th, Kenny Wallace. 7th, Chuck Bound. And 8th, Joe Nemechek. though it keeps Nemechek on the lead lap, may have been a bigger break for Bobby Labonte than it was for Joe.
You're exactly right, Mike. He was fixing to have to deal with the situation we were just talking about. He was coming so hard, he was going to have to try to go outside, not to give the thing away. He was building into a deal that he really had to deal with and not know properly how to handle the situation.
Nemechek will have to check scoring. He may have beaten Chuck Bound back to the flag. We will double check that with scoring. What a cliffhanger. Scoring is reporting that Nemechek beat Bound to the flag to move up into that all-important 6th spot. Let's have another look here.
Here they are. They're coming up off the corner right here. There's a lick behind them. There's Nemechek to the inside.
Yep. Bobby got into Kenny Wallace.
Yep. We didn't see the run to the line. Maybe we got another shot.
Thank you.
Here we go. This way, maybe we can tell who beats back to the line. Contact's going to be, here they are right here. Here's Nemechek on the inside. Gosh, there's going to be a call by NASCAR. Who was leading? Real
Very
close.
Very close.
Labonte has run a tremendous race. For it to come down to a deal like it was a while ago, it might be a good thing, like you say, Mike, that it ended like this. Other than the fact that in case he did beat him line, that's going to put Nemechek in position to pass him.
We'll have another angle here.
Giving one to go.
I will tell you this, so that brings Butch Miller right up under the 44 car on the restart. Those two cars seem to be very similar in speed.
When I said a while ago that it'd be hard for him to figure how to handle it, I certainly know that Labonte's got the ability to make a move, but a racer wants to pass people.
Right.
And his pass could have been the inside, so I certainly didn't mean taking over Labonte. He's quite a racer.
Plus, his strategy from the go, Neil, pass everything he can, run, stay out in front of everything, win this championship. You can't do anything but. Now, right behind him now, Butch Miller, 52 race winless streak he's looking to break right here.
Boy, Labonte's been so good on these restarts. He just takes off, leaves the field. Yep. Here he goes with a big jump again. Butch Miller was laid back some. Didn't get a real good start. There's Kenny Wallace in between them.
But in Butch's defense, neither is anybody all day.
Right.
Bobby Labonte's been in the lead. He's got one of those Richie Evans restarts going.
Or Dale Earnhardt restart.
Right.
Is out in front of the 63 car right back in shot here.
He's in 6th place, which would give him the championship by 3. 10 laps to go.
There we see Butch Miller. He did clear the 36 car. He got 10 laps to go. If he can do anything, he's good right now.
Joe Nemechek in 6th place behind Tommy Houston. Todd Bodine having a great race. He's the 3rd place car, but it won't mean anything to this championship.
There's Kenny Wallace laying all over him up in the corner again.
Whoops. Jim Bound.
I'm just
A slug coming out of turn 4.
trying to clear it up.
Mark looking for somewhere to go. Jim just wouldn't roll out of the throttle. 8 laps to go.
Neil, we were worried about having something to sit in. We didn't need anything today. We stood up through this whole race.
Have another look. Watch the 2 white cars.
Whoa.
Taking evasive action there. Mark Martin. 7 to go.
Boy, that was critical right there. Nemechek got caught outside, but he just got back to the inside line. He just cleared those cars for position. He got caught outside. I thought he was going to have to drop back, but he got back to the inside line. He's okay.
And as he passes Kenny Wallace, that spot counts, and that'll pad his lead by 4 points. Labonte out front. And there's Joe Nemechek.
Whoops, we have a spin.
Tommy Houston goes around in 4. No caution. A complete
360 and go. I don't even think he lost many spots.
Got into the back of Houston. They were battling for position on the lead lap.
I don't think he lost many spots at all.
They did just exactly what they had to do. They just bared down and run away with a race here. And still to win like this and still have that championship get away is going to be tough on him.
Joe Nemechek is coming. 6th place. Right where he needs to be.
This is when it's kind of hard to throttle a guy down. He's got the championship, but he's wanting to pass Mark Martin. He's going to have to be careful.
I believe I'd have to set this one out if I was him. He's done what he needed to do, so did the 44 car. But Nemechek's very lucky to be in position to win the championship after all the stuff's happening.
2. No. 2 laps to go, and they're going to do me a commercial. Oh, guys. And then they play music that'll get copyright and all the love of racing. Golly, Mobile One.
Go in the 1992 season. Bobby Labonte has done everything he can to win the race and the championship.
Thank you for hanging out. After this race, I will be ending the stream, and then next race, tomorrow, I'll start going from 91 all the way up after the repave and see how long it lasts till they repave again or not.
To the line, Mark Martin leads Joe Nemechek to his Busch Grand National Championship by an unofficial 3 points.
It was wicked freaking hard, this, Dad.
You gotta have a good car. You gotta have luck go your way.
My sister's there to the right, and my mom as well. I was not there, though. My littlest sister was my mom and my dad.
There's nothing you can say. If he had finished second, they might have an empty feeling, but not right now.
Joe Nemechek got involved in a couple of spins, a scuffle with Jimmy Spencer on the track.
Look at that camber he got in that wheel. Look at the four wheels and how they line up.
Hickory Motor Speedway. Labonte wins the battle. Nemechek the war. We'll be right back. Well, there are two happy, excited drivers in victory lane. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Mike, the happiness is somewhat subdued for Bobby Labonte, but I tell you, buddy, that was about the best race I've seen you ever drive. What a job.
Well,
did everything you could.
All the cars were on the table. We had to do what we had to do, and Slim Jim Chevrolet run great all day. It's the same car we won with at Martinsville, and you know, it's just a deal where, hey, this is the way it goes, and we'll just go on from here. You know, we had a good day, and Goodyear tires held up, and we did what we had to do, and I never thought I'd ever win at Hickory, but hey, this feels great, it really does.
Well, your record at Hickory is phenomenal. You hardly ever finish out of the top 5, so it's not a surprise to us. Great job. And one thing that I told Bobby, he was a little bit subdued about this. He lost the championship. He gave it a great try. He couldn't have done any more. But I told him to remember one thing, that driving ability to put you here at Hickory today is going to make you millions and millions of dollars in Winston Cup racing.
And I'll tell you what I said. I say I'll buy a car for me because I know he just sold me one, Jarrett Honda. So anyway, I just want to thank all the guys of the crew. We just did what we had to do, and we had fun doing it.
My producer said that because of that commercial you gave me, I owe her $5 grand. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Bobby could afford that $5 grand. He's had a great day, and he will have a top Winston Cup ride next year. The announcement of the car and the sponsor will be made next week at Atlanta.
It will be the Interstate battery.
Joe Nemechek is that pile of people on the left surrounding what's left of that Texas Pete Chevrolet. We'll give you a look
Joe
at the
will run one more year in Busch with the Dentine sponsorship, and Dad will be with him then too. They'll finish 5th in points overall, with no wins though.
Jim Bound started on the pole, had a fine 4th place
so that was a bittersweet year.
Champion of 1992.
Well, there's bedlam here. Radio people are here. Joe's getting hugs from everybody involved. And Joe, I don't want to get too close to the car here. I don't want to tear my pants, but what a great job. I'm telling you, you had to come back from all kind of adversity.
Well, the last 15 laps after that caution when I got Chuck, something happened to the right front, and you could hear it grinding up there, and I just come on, and then at the end I thought I could pass Mark, and Mark was running his best. I mean, he wasn't going to let me go by, and you know, Texas Pete, Lazito Pharmacy Chevrolet, all the other people that stuck with me this year, we did it. You know, this is I'm honored to be the champion, and I hope I can be a good champion next year.
Well, tell me, when all these things started going wrong, did you ever think that, oh man, this is just not my day?
I couldn't believe it. You know, the car was real good at the start, and I just kind of had to hold my own pace, and then all of a sudden I spun out, and I don't know if I had any help or not, and I just consider I lost it. You know, the car just got loose, and then it was uphill. Then we started getting in accidents, bumping into people, and you know, it's unbelievable to be here right now.
Well, the thing about it, though, is that about midway through the season, financial situation didn't look all that good. And I know you told me that from that point on, it was about a race-to-race deal. But by golly, you put things together and turn things around in about the best way possible.
Well, it's just great. You know, Texas Pete has been in this series for 6 years now, and we won their first 2 races this year, had their pole position, and now we win the championship. And man, you can't do much better than that. I mean, the team, my crew chief, Vic Kangas, all my sponsors, everybody, you people backed me all year. and you're the ones that made it happen.
Well, now we're going to get one more person into this. Andrea, we want to get Andrea on camera. This is Joe's fiance, and what a wedding present. They're going to be married on November 21st in Lakeland, Florida.
John Hunter's mama.
I think these people are pretty happy, and let's let them celebrate a little while. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Glenn, they're going to have about $100,000 in season-ending bonuses to help honeymoon with.
Mike, I hope that pharmacy's got plenty of tetanus shots because they're all going to need it walking around that race car.
Yeah, I know, right? They did it.
It's pretty well ripped up. That's the story here from Hickory.
My sister, my little sister is there. Her name is Jess, too.
Perhaps the most aggressive race of his career in doing it.
But I haven't seen them show them yet.
And won the Busch Grand National Championship in a day that had just about everything, including the Miller pit crew of the race. Glenn will give that away for the final time.
Well, we're still down here in this happiness, and
there's
Vic
Dad.
Kangas, congratulations, and one heck of a job on keeping that car under, Joe. On behalf of Miller Genuine Draft, we're giving you the Pit Crew Award for the race and for the whole season. Great job.
Thank you very much. The crew that we've got here did a heck of a job. Joe did an outstanding job of driving the car, and you can't ask for any more. You know, the Texas Pete, Lazito, Chevrolet did a wonderful job all year for us. So the guys really earned this one. You know, I mean, we finished where we needed to finish, and that's where it ended up.
Well, if they ever earned one, it was this one today. Congratulations, guys.
There's Dad, my sister Justine with the white glasses, and my mom was there too. I didn't want to interrupt though. But it was pretty cool. So anyway, that's some of the good times in racing anyway. I'm going to continue my research here with Hickory tomorrow. And for right now, I'm going to just raid y'all out. Somewhere, where are we? I hear my dogs barking like hell. I gotta figure out what's going on out there. They going crazy. Crazy puppies. Hear them barking like hell. Kirkaboom. Chuck. Just chuck. This is a fun guy. Great music. Listen to the dogs. Holy smokes. I gotta go whoop some. No, I'm just kidding. Go check some puppies. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on my little Hickory excursion. Love y'all. Peace out.